Hello and welcome back to tonight's episode of Drachmae and Demigods. I am Sammy Ferber and I'll be your host for the evening. Here, check it out. We got new frames, new video frames. Hell yeah. Cosmetic upgrades. Thank you for joining us for episode 51 of the Links of Tartarus campaign. We're happy to have you. It's going to be an exciting episode. Unless we decide to just spend more time doing downtime. But my guess is going to be a very exciting episode. A couple announcements before we get started. As always, you can find all of our episodes on our YouTube channel. They're uploaded there every single Saturday. You can watch our entire archive, the entire adventure of the Hands of Fate since we started streaming. Also, a little personal news. If you follow me on my personal social media, at Sammy Ferber on everything, I recently won a homebrew competition, and as part of the reward for winning that competition, I'm gonna be publishing a little homebrew of my own. So stay tuned on my social media pages and the Drach social media pages for when that officially goes live. But I did just share a little something about it a couple days ago on my Twitter page. You can check it out. It is a homebrew background option that we may actually find out a little bit more of tonight in the episode. We might find out a bit more about that homebrew background. So definitely check it out. Super excited about it. It was just super cool. Anyway, ba-ba-da-ba! How we doing, y'all? How we feeling? Let's
I'm still
get
geeking over my
this
dice.
spread.
Great.
Me always. So, previously on Drachmae and Demigods, Archmage Keeneye has been planning a ritual using an ancient, nearly forgotten spell that would allow demigods to temporarily transport their consciousness to their godly parent in order to have a 5-minute conversation with them, after which the god can temporarily inhabit the demigod's corporeal form to speak through them to whoever's in the room. As a party, you've been a bit nervous about this ritual. After all, Archmage Keeneye is the man who had Ilme's mother killed, and is overall just a generally evil dude. Who's to say he's not planning some evil shit during the ritual? You're not sure. But for his part, he spent the last few days trying to convince you all to go through with it, even admitting his claimed true reasons for wanting to complete the ritual, his everlasting love for Hecate, the ancient magic. With 2 weeks left before the ritual, the party took advantage of some downtime in Delphi, with Alexios and Anura even going on dates. Anura with Lysandra the Talker, one of the bard professors at the Lyre Song School, and Alexios with Cora, the beautiful Athenian demigod training under his mother to learn woodcarving. But the dates didn't go quite according to plan. For Anura, it became clear that Lysandra was a bit more interested in them as a muse as opposed to an actual sexual person. For Alexios, after some investigating from Ilme, it turned out he wasn't on a date with Cora at all, but instead a shape changer named Kenarang, placed there by Keeneye to keep them from getting suspicious. This, of course, failed, and Kenarang was found out before the party went and got the real Cora from Keeneye's tower. So, now with an extremely full Sunbrow Manor, and 2 weeks before the ritual, Alexios, how would you like to spend these 2 weeks?
Well, I mean, I would work 8 hours a day on various projects. I have like
Sure.
a couple, maybe 4 things I want to build. I would also try to teach lessons at the school, Odella School.
Okay.
I would try to gather everybody for dinner as much as I can if everybody's free day-to-day basis, and spend time with my mom in the evening.
All right. Going to Odella's school to teach, you are an instant sensation. Besides the fact that you're a hero of the town and everyone sort of knows you and knows your name and wants to come learn from you, you are also teaching them skills that they have never been taught before. The beginners of artificing, of infusing magic into mundane objects, of seeing the arcane energy of the world and figuring out how to make it specifically. Yeah?
I forgot to say, for like the classes, I would try to take Paloma with me.
Sure, no
We
problem.
did talk about that. Sorry.
Yeah. And it sort of becomes a dual professorship with both of you teaching the fundamentals of what it is you do and how it is that you do what you do, spreading the gospel of the one smote, as it were. People are fascinated. Most of the students here already have some sort of foundation in some other combat form or discipline, but you can see that many of them are fascinated with what you're teaching and would certainly be interested in learning more about it as time goes on. So you feel good. You feel like you're beginning to spread what it is that you do to other places besides just Voltura.
Hmm?
What would you like to make?
You want the list of 4, or do you?
So
want,
you have 4 things you want to make?
Yes, 4 things I want to make. 1 thing I want to work on if I have time. But
Let's say, what are you working on first?
First would be Ryujin's Gauntlets of Ogre Power.
Okay. Not terribly hard for you to figure out as you've studied these gauntlets before. It does take you a few days. Go ahead and just roll a d20 for me.
I also, like last week, one of the things I wanted to do was help Alexios with this stuff. Not just the gauntlets, but like whatever he needs help with. So
Sure.
if that is...
And Alexios, you do see that you actually have a bit of a line of people willing to help you. You have Ryujin willing to help, Paloma willing to help, and after a few days, even Cora is interested in helping. She's learning wood carving now, but as she tells you, eventually she'll want to learn how to smith. She's not particularly strong. She doesn't think it'll particularly be something that she's good at, but you are a master, and she wants to learn from masters.
Paloma or Cora?
I mean, you can have them both every few days to help you with smithing.
Yes. Okay, so I would take Cora for the gauntlets then.
Sure.
What the fuck did I come back to?
Don't worry about it.
So do I roll at advantage, and am I adding anything?
Yes. So you're gonna roll with advantage because Cora's helping you, and I assume you're using your ability to allow her to really help you.
Yes.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll a strength tools check.
Okay. At advantage. That's gotta be good. So, come on, D&D Beyond. You can do it. It's natural 17, which brings it to
that's gonna be good.
Strength. Okay, I have 1 for Dex and I have 1 for Intelligence. Strength would be
Strength.
what? But just my strength.
So it'll be strength plus double proficiency.
Okay, so 6 and 7. 24.
Okay, and remind me, what's the rarity of those gauntlets?
Uncommon?
I think they're rare?
I am looking that up right now.
Look it up.
19 wondrous item uncommon.
Uncommon. Okay, great. So, so it'll cost you 250 gold to make this. You can mark off just for materials.
Okay.
And because you're getting help, it'll take you about just under a week to complete this project.
Okay.
But you do have Gauntlets of Ogre Power.
All right. I would give those to Ryujin throughout the week or whenever they're done.
Ryujin, you can add them to your inventory.
Aquatic and stuff. Like
So much.
Aquaman. Yeah, it's like fin-like.
That's awesome.
They're aerodynamic in the water. They're pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I would also like to build like, okay, this is kind of like what I thought of. It's an item that exists. It's Quiver of Elora.
Elona?
Elora. Yes, that one. But I want to make it look like a gun/tool belt.
Okay.
Like just pockets.
If I'm not mistaken, the quiver has specific pockets that can hold specific types and amounts of specific items.
Yeah, no, yeah. So I don't think I can make it look like that. Then never mind. From what I saw from the artwork, it looked kind of like I don't know, like a small like bolt quiver with like other pockets, but it could fit.
Yes
like...
and no. So the longest pocket can fit, I believe, like spears and lances, that type of item, and then you have like arrows or something. I don't actually remember exactly, but I know that the biggest one fits a spear and a certain number of them as well.
So yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. What's the rarity on that?
I believe that is also uncommon, but
okay. And who's helping you with that build?
I would take Cora again for that
Okay.
one. Yeah, it's uncommon.
All right. So that will take basically the rest of your time of this 2 weeks, just so you know.
What if the other two items are not magical?
If they're not magical, yeah, then that'll be super easy, yeah. So for this, it'll cost you... Ooh, this one's a bit more complicated. You're a bit more unfamiliar with this item. So it's going to cost you 300 gold to create. And it does take you about another week. So you have, let's say you have, like, 3 days left.
Okay. And same thing, strength roll with advantage.
Yes.
25.
25? So you can actually subtract 50 from that amount. So it's actually another 250, not 300.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And what else are you going to make?
And the last two items are would be firearms, for one for me, one for Cora.
Okay. For Cora?
Not Cora. I mean
For Paloma.
Paloma.
Sure. What kind of firearm are you making?
I'm gonna make 2 hand pistols.
Sure. So the exact same
Yes.
design as the one that you currently have. You're just going to duplicate it.
I want them to look different.
Sure, yeah. Cosmetically, for sure, but it is, in essence, the same thing. So that decreases the difficulty a bit because you have one to continuously examine and go back to and make sure that you're doing it correctly. Go ahead. Do you have Tinker's tools?
Yes.
Okay. So with those tools, go ahead and make a dexterity tools check.
That's so much better than strength.
And I assume you're getting help on these as well?
Yes, from
With-
Paloma.
With Paloma, you got it. So you can roll advantage.
27.
27. Okay. Let me consult my papers here. Okay. So, for 2 firearms, that'll only cost you 50 gold total. And it'll take basically the rest of your time. But you now have 2 additional handguns. One you can give to Paloma, and now you have a second one as well. Throughout these 2 weeks, as you are smithing with Cora, you do get to talk with her a bit more. She is certainly curious about you and the party and what you guys get up to. And she's also very open with any questions you have towards her. Over the course of those 2 weeks, you start to piece together her story. You learn that she grew up idolizing her father, not her mother. She had no hard feelings towards her mother, but she loved her father. He was a copier for the Library of Xander, and then he wanted to see the world. He was growing tired of his job. And so he essentially pitched a new concept for a job. He wanted to be a traveling copier. So he would take copies of texts from the library and go all over the Empire, giving these important texts to every city, to every small village. And in return, he would collect local texts in these small towns. He would copy them down and bring those back to the library in Xander, so thereby increasing knowledge for everyone and increasing knowledge for the library itself. He did this for many years, and he was never a fighter, which is something that it seems that Cora finds admirable. He would sometimes find himself with adventuring parties for protection or for company or whatever, but he himself was never a fighter. His entire focus was passing along knowledge and making sure that everyone had these important texts. And that is what Cora believes drew Athena to him. And she came to him in disguise, asked him for some lessons on calligraphy. One thing led to another. 9 months later, she comes back with a baby in her arms and leaves once more. And Cora's father never planned for a baby, but enjoyed a challenge. And so he kept her, and he raised her on the road. And as years went on, he taught her how to write the way he wrote. He taught her calligraphy. He taught her how to create beauty out of just ink and paper. And she loved him for that. But as Cora grew and began to mature, her father began to worry. He saw how men on the road looked at her as they passed. Whispers shared amongst drunks at taverns. He didn't want to wait until something irreversible happened to Cora. He wanted to keep her safe. And so he took her to Media on Poseidon's fingers and left her at a feather house there. Left her to become an owler. Go ahead and make a history check for me.
History?
Yeah.
Natural 14, so...
That's gonna be fine.
Next.
So you've heard of owlers.
Yeah, 19.
Yeah, you've heard of owlers before, mostly in stories. In stories, they're talked of as detectives in copper owl masks that can be hired to investigate situations like murders or corruption or whatever, and then determine a verdict. They are spoken of as if they speak with the voice of Athena herself in the stories. But you also know a bit more than that. They're not just myth. There aren't a ton of owlers in the world, but they do exist. It's a real organization that spans all across Gaia, past the Grecian continent and beyond. There are places that you can go to train to be an owler or to hire an owler. Those are called feather houses. There's just only maybe like 3 of them on the entire continent. But hiring an owler can also be a double-edged sword, because an owler's verdict is considered the verdict of Athena. There's no arguing against it. So if you hire an owler to investigate a murder, and it turns out the murder was committed by your spouse or your son or something, it's over. It's done. You lost. And so there's this sort of respect and awe and mystique around owlers. And Cora was training to become one. And she took to the training very quickly. She talks about the person who trained her. She refers to them as a green mask, which you deduce over time, because of the copper of the owl masks. As time goes on, the more experienced owlers turn their masks green as it oxidizes. I appreciate the muted "that's cool," and I saw that. But as Cora neared the completion of her training, her green mask began to take her on some of their assignments to be a sort of a silent observer to the process. And they had been hired to investigate the murder of a man in Zessen at the base of the Olympian Mountains, for which the local authorities had no leads whatsoever. But it wasn't until Cora and her green mask arrived that they discovered the victim was her father, lying dead in a pool of his own blood in some abandoned estate that had seemingly recently been reoccupied to no one's knowledge. Suddenly there was nothing more important to Cora than this case. She needed to get to the bottom of it, but she was still in training. She still had to be silent and watch as her green mask led the investigation instead of her. And so she watched as the green mask came up empty. No new leads, no nothing. They spent weeks in that town before the green mask gave them their money back and said that the case was unsolvable. But Cora couldn't let that go. So she prayed to Athena to show her the truth, to show her who had killed her father. But Athena is not one for clear answers. So she told her that she knew what had happened, but she wasn't going to tell her. She would just lead her down a path to acquire the skills and the tools she'd need to piece it together herself. And so with her guidance, she left the Owlers without completing her training, and instead, Cora began to pick up an old plan that her father had had for her before the Owlers. She began searching for master artisans to teach her new skills. And somehow, according to Athena, that journey would lead her to discovering her father's killer, eventually. So she spent some time with a group known as the Specialists. They were burglars for hire. They were adept at getting in and out of places without being seen, stealing valuable artifacts. And they taught Cora how to pick locks, disarm traps. And learning that, and remembering the lack of scratch marks on the door to the room where they had found her father's body, she determined that the killer was either extremely skilled with a lockpick, or they had a key to the room. But then Cora left the Specialists. She had learned all she could from them, and she went on to the next master, to a city that you recognize. She went to a town called Looms to learn from the legendary Archmage, to learn how to weave. And she learned a great deal, but she didn't particularly like Archmage and the way she spoke of the gods blasphemously. And Cora could feel her mother's hatred growing the longer that she stayed with her. So as soon as she learned everything she needed to, she left. But not before looking through Archmage's records and discovering that one of Archmage's tapestries hung in the room where her father had died, which meant whoever had recently moved into that abandoned estate was wealthy enough to afford an Archmage, and appreciated it enough to travel with it and hang it up in the place where he was temporarily staying. But from Looms, she traveled south, through to Athens, and then across the bridge to Spear Point, where she met Roxanne, and the rest is history. But she tells you about why she wants to do this ritual. How frustrating it is to ask for answers from Athena and just get puzzles and riddles instead. and how scared she is that she'll spend her entire life learning all these skills and trades and spend her entire life trying to find her father's killer when she knows that Athena already knows who did it and could just tell her if she wanted to. So that's what she's hoping to gain from this ritual. She wants to get 5 minutes in a room with Athena, which will hopefully be enough time to get past the puzzles and the riddles, because Athena can't just give her a puzzle and leave. She's stuck with her. And Cora's intending on making that time count and getting the answer to her father's murder. So that's Cora.
I thank her for the story, first and foremost. Would I be able to ask Paloma to like come with me to the ceremony, like just in case as like security? Like what would she say?
Make a persuasion check. We'll find out.
Advantage? We've been working together?
No.
21?
21. She considers it. And she ponders it for the 2 weeks that you guys are together. But she worries because from what you guys and Cora tell her about what this ritual is, it seems like it's a very religious thing for very religious people. And she doesn't want to sort of get caught up in something super religious when she doesn't follow a particular god. And she's worried about stepping on toes or maybe making it not work. She's not sure how any of this works. But she seems a bit unenthused about coming with.
It's only so you can make things holy if it goes wrong. You know?
You're more than capable of fighting whoever you need to fight. But speaking of that, over these 2 weeks, Cora talks to you, Alexios, but she also talks to the rest of the party, specifically Ilme. And to Ilme, Cora says, I know this man is evil. And we definitely don't like him. And he's a means to an end. And from what everyone tells me, you're the one with the most history with him. And so I'm asking you. It's up to you, but my thinking is, if you wanted to kill him, those of us who are doing the ritual will never be more powerful than when there's a god inside our body. We could turn this whole thing around on him, if you wanted to. And as soon as the gods are there, instead of answering his questions, they could just kick his ass.
I mean, I like where you're going there, but I kind of want to do it myself rather than having somebody else do it. We do have a very long history, and it's something that I want to do myself rather than somebody else.
Alright. Well, if you change your mind, I don't know exactly how much of me there will be if Athena's in my body, but we should have some sort of code word. And so if you change your mind, you say the code word, and we'll just unleash hell on him.
I'm not there, but can it be Chinga?
Okay. What kind of would be a good word? Coming up blank. I'm bad at coming up with things on the spot. Let's go with something. Let's just go with, I don't know. Now. We got
now. Listen, it's clear.
Yep.
I'm all about it. Okay. So, Alexios, anything else? Okay. That brings us to Adagio. Adagio, how would you like to spend these 2 weeks before the ritual?
Well, now that I know this is what Reed looks like when he's older, I'm gonna assume he got older.
Sure.
But I also want to try to figure out what the F happened to him that I'm seeing him every time I die. And I know who was that? The maiden from the huntress, there we go, from the temple told me something about the tree nymphs and they play games and yada 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 yada.
Mhm.
But this time I'm gonna go to the ferryman to see if he knows about seeing people when you die and come back.
Okay, I love that. So you go to Ferryman Petrin, the Dragonborn Ferryman here in Delphi. And at first, it's actually kind of sad because the first thing he says when you come in is he's asking if you've figured out how to fix his magic, as he's the one who originally brought it to your attention that he couldn't do any magic. But once that subject has passed, how do you phrase your question?
Okay. Well, there used to be this kid in my childhood who disappeared in the forest of Artemis, and I assumed was dead. But when the attack on Delphi happened, a memory unlocked that he was taken by the nymphs. Recently, I've died twice and brought back, but I see his face when I die, and I'm like wondering if that's like a normal occurrence, and like people who've been resurrected, or if like maybe he's like stuck in the limbo or something. Like, is he trying to reach me a message?
That's an interesting conundrum. It could be a great many things.
I could also mention that Honora also saw him when they died.
That is peculiar. My first instinct would be to say that there are many accounts of people's life flashing before their eyes, and even more accounts of Hermes appearing to people in the guise of someone in their life to carry them to the next portion of their fate.
But this is weird because I also didn't recognize him because he was aged so much. It was like if he was now.
That is quite unordinary. What would be the point of Hermes looking like that if even you do not recognize him? Perhaps then it is the soul of your long-lost friend. How did he appear? Did he seem panicked or calm?
I don't remember, Sammy.
I mean, it sort of happened too fast. You don't necessarily remember a specific emotion. It just seems sort of neutral.
He was just there.
Well,
I fell down and then I was like instant revivified.
perhaps it is merely his soul that lingers within you, trying to protect you or comfort you. Or
And what about the
it
Nora
could be
connection?
something else entirely. Yes, your friend seeing this man is quite strange. Is there anything that connects your friend and him?
Probably Artemis.
They
I have a
both worship the same god?
I don't know if Reed worships Artemis, but I mean, as kids, I obviously worshipped my father, Apollo, and he would play as Artemis when we played in the forest, and then the nymphs chose him, and he disappeared.
Which forest was this?
Artemis's forest.
Interesting. There are legends, myths of that forest.
A lot that goes on in there.
They say that the forest is where Artemis's divine throne is, but many have searched and no one has ever found it. So many scholars now believe that in the forest of Artemis there is some sort of secret portal to another plane, and that is where her divine throne is. Perhaps there is some sort of connection. Perhaps your friend fell into that portal, or was brought in.
But why a boy? Artemis didn't like men.
Artemis is a goddess of outsiders.
He was at home with me, though. Why'd you take him from me?
That is a question for the goddess, unfortunately.
That face.
Or it could merely be a figment of your cognitive imagination.
Just the brain doing what the brain does when I'm dying.
Exactly. Neurons firing.
Oh well, I'll be gone from this guy. Bye, Ferryman.
A pleasure.
I would probably ask the group before I go, but I want to ask Keeneye everything he knows about the green cloaked mute based on like what we know. And if they disagree, then obviously I won't do it.
Party? Adagio has put this on the table.
You're a dumbass.
He already knows the green cloaked mute is a person and that they did the ritual. But if we gave him slightly more information, like he can at least give us like clues or hints or who he thinks it is. He studies ancient, immortal, and powerful people.
I stand by my statement. You're a dumbass.
I cast silence.
I think okay, so I think that you are a dumbass, but it's also a good point.
You know, like
If
I'm sure he'd be like,
Cognitive dissonance, motherfucker.
I mean, the enemy of my enemy is also my enemy, but like slightly less.
I
I was gonna say,
disagree.
where are you going with that?
Okay, if this person unleashed the links, then Keeneye must see them as an enemy because they would hurt Hecate. So I mean, maybe
Unless he
he
was
would
lying
work
to
Hecate
with
was one of the
me,
Titans originally, though, so like.
but she was also before the Titans, so she can be whatever she wants. And she's also known as the Golden Trader, so you know what? Life.
Just saying.
Whoever this person is
Possibility.
knows ancient magic, and I think it would be a bad idea to give Keeneye any idea who he is.
Yeah.
I'm sure
The
Keeneye
Green
is
Cloak
a-
Mute is a she.
I'm sure somewhere under the surface,
Who,
Keeneye's
who
doing
they
research.
are. I don't know.
I thought we determined it was a woman, right, Sammy?
You did learn from the Oracle that the hooded mute is female.
I didn't
Okay,
learn that. I was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad idea. Probably.
I don't want to
yeah,
give Keeneye any more ammo.
Yeah.
Lee. All right, well, dang it. I guess I'm not good at Keeneye.
Okay.
So, I'm just gonna throw this out there, Adagio. I know you had talked about like, because I'm assuming I know that you went to talk to the ferryman, right?
I don't
Like
know.
that
Keeping
you just
tabs
went
on
to
me?
do. Did you tell us you were going there?
Well, I go to the temple every morning, so I would have just done that afterwards.
Oh well, never mind then. Damn it! I was gonna offer you a way to ask questions about Reed, but never mind. I can't do that.
Well, I didn't tell you either that dude was Reed.
It's true.
Well, like I know you had asked about Reed before, so.
My long lost childhood friend who disappeared and came to visit me in death.
Listen,
All right,
stop
Adagio,
keeping
anything else over the
secrets.
next 2 weeks?
You
You can say no. It's totally fine.
I'm gonna go hang out at the Bard School,
Yeah, for
And-
sure.
learn all I can about the instruments I already play, and
You-
putting on an actual performance.
It's like that scene in Parks and Rec where Andy goes to that introduction to guitar class, you know. So you go and visit this like lute class and they're all like plucking along. And you're like, like kicking ass. Yeah,
You
but you have a
never
great
know.
time there. It's fun. It's fun to hang out with a bunch of bards, like appreciators of the arts. Here in Delphi, of all places, this is like the mecca of bard schools. And so you're having a great time. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing for 2 whole weeks.
Love it. Yeah. You go to a
Sounds
few
great.
college parties. You're having a great time. All right.
You would say I'm the light of the party.
Yeah, there you go. Anura, how are you spending these 2 weeks?
Well, first off, how much does it cost to make greater healing potions again? I don't have the
Greater
thing.
healing?
Yeah.
Greater healing is 100 gold, and it takes a week.
Okay, so I'm gonna make 2 of them
You got it.
in that time
So
frame.
that's 200 gold and 2 potions of greater healing.
Yes. I also want to one day take a trip over to the forest to go visit.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
the sisters? Because I haven't been back in a while.
Yeah. They welcome you. They are still there protecting the Huntress tree, keeping men out with their shriveled penis perimeter. You, while you're there, they offer to invite you to go on a hunt. You hunt together. You just run through the forest together. It's nice. It reminds you of what your life was like before you joined this quest. It's nice.
I hadn't been back since I got Underbrush, have I?
You haven't been back to the sisters now.
No, okay, that's what I had thought.
Yeah.
I do want to like sit down with some of like the leaders and talk for a bit about some of the stuff and just kind of
Sure.
see where they stand with some of the stuff that's happening.
Sure. So you remember most of the Sisters of the Moon here are human or elvish or some sort of mix between the two. So there's about 3 elders that you can sit down with in one of their tents on the ground and chat.
Okay. Cool. Is it all 3 of them in the same room, or is this all separate?
Yeah. It's all 3 of them.
Okay. So first off, when I sit down, I want to take Underbrush out.
They all sort of look at it and then do a double take as they all individually begin to recognize what they're looking at.
So recently, fairly recently, I came to the forest after everything that happened in Delphi. And I came across this pool where Underbrush was at the bottom of the pool. And I've heard, all of the stories about there's, this forest is sacred to Artemis, of course, and stuff like that. With that pool, was that like her part of the forest that I was in?
This entire thing is her part of the forest.
Well, I don't know how to word it.
Are you asking, is that an actual place that you could see again? Does it
Yes.
exist in one geographic spot? The answer is no. Or at least,
Okay.
it doesn't need to. It appears where it needs to at any given moment, much like many places in this forest. This is mystic energy. These are not merely trees with roots. These are Artemis's trees. And they can
Okay.
shift and weave to her desire.
Okay. My second question deals with kind of that same idea in a way, I guess. It deals with things needing to appear when they need to. Have any of you ever heard of Artemis creating a space for somebody in order to keep them safe, or like taking somebody in because they didn't have anywhere to go?
Certainly. Whenever there are injured animals that are important to the ecosystem, Artemis has been known to take them in and nurse them to health.
I was more thinking a person and creating like almost a temple or a home for somebody.
One of the other elders reaches out a hand and just puts a hand on top of yours. To Artemis, there is no difference between humans and animals. If she sees an injured human, internally, externally, who's important to the ecosystem, she will nurse them to health.
Would that include basically raising them and staying with them?
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Once the creature is healthy enough to survive on its own, she's done her role.
So she wouldn't keep coming back to this person.
I sincerely doubt it. She's a goddess. I'm sure she has many things to check up upon.
Okay. So since the last time I've been here, I found out a bunch of things. You all know when I was here originally, I still had no clue where the mark on my arm came from. All of those things. I found out that my mother is Urania.
Oh.
And I went and confronted my parents to talk to them, and I found out that when they kicked me out, Urania didn't want a child, and I, had nowhere to go. And Artemis told Urania to lead me to the edge of the Acmonian forest, or Acmonian woods. And Artemis took me in.
You can see that as much as they are respecting this conversation, you definitely get a feel from their sort of glances to each other that it's not that they don't believe you, it's that, oh, they must be mistaken. And one of them goes, Artemis has raised us all in one way or another, but of course, it may feel as if Artemis raised you. But we all know that Artemis is by no means a motherly goddess.
Do you remember the huntress I told you about who took me in?
Of course.
When I was in the place where I found underbrush and where I pull out the potion of clarity real quick, and where I got this from the pool that was there, Artemis appeared to me because I had something on me that needed to be taken care of. And she appeared in the form of Huntress Alexandra and told me that she took me in because while we all learned that sisterhood is the strongest bond, she wanted to know what it felt like to have the bond of motherhood.
Yes,
so,
well, of course, the goddess can appear in many different forms. She once appeared to me as a three-antlered deer. Is there a question you have?
Yes. So I'm assuming, you're right next to Delphi. You've heard of the Oracle's first prophecy, right?
Unfamiliar.
The Oracle's first prophecy is the only prophecy that has never come to fruition. And it basically was that children of all the gods would hold the power to either continue the reign of the gods or end the reign of the gods if they were to all come together. But it's the only prophecy that hasn't come to fruition.
Evidently
and all of
not.
your wisdom and years of experience, would it count as just, do you think it would count as just biological children, or would it count what I was describing?
It is purely impossible to know. But what I would say is that oracles and prophecies are often very fluid. They're broad in definition by purpose, so that you're not quite sure if they're coming true until they've already come true. So I wouldn't get bogged down in specifics. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
I just kind of wanted your opinion on it, because every other prophecy has come true. Like, the Oracle set my party on a quest, so every other prophecy has come true. I'm just,
well, if it was her first prophecy, perhaps she was getting the mortal out of her, the last bits of it, so she could only then say the truth. Perhaps this one will never come true.
Yeah, I appreciate not getting an answer.
You definitely get the sense, these women are not studied priests. They are much more instinctual followers of a single goddess. They are not well read. They don't particularly care about other gods or goddesses, and they certainly don't believe that Artemis would ever raise a child.
Yeah, that's what I thought would happen. I just wanted to see if they had any opinions on it.
For sure. Anything else you'd like to do over these 2 weeks?
I do want to, while I'm still there, wander around the forest. I know I probably cannot find the pool, but if I could find the pool to just kind of,
Roll a
sit there
d20.
now that I... Oh, God. Not the dunce one. Use the amethyst one. Hey, it was a 19.
19? Don't find it.
Yeah, it would have to have been 20, wouldn't it? Okay. Yeah. So I just want to find like somewhere, I guess, that I would have stayed in the forest, like hung out when I was little, kind of thing. When I was growing up there.
You can certainly try. And it's only now that you really understand what the sisters were saying about the forest being whatever Artemis wants it to be. It is perpetually new. There is no place besides the actual territory of the Sisters of the Moon that feels familiar to you. It all feels like brand new, untamed, wild forest.
Well, then since I cannot find anywhere specifically, I do want to just like, wander around a bit, just,
Sure. For sure. No problem.
do what I want to do. And then at some point during the 2 weeks, I do want to go to the temple in Delphi, and then I also want to go to the Lyre Song.
Sure. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
What do you want to do at the
So
temple?
I'm gonna do the temple first.
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna try and cast Commune.
Okay. Once again, it does not work.
Like, I can't ask any questions at all.
Correct.
Okay. Then can I see if the the other I can't think of the words now.
The Huntress.
Thank you.
Yep.
If she can cast it, I just want to see if there's any ill intent like we've missed with the ritual, in case.
Interesting point of order here. Huntress Seneveth, who has just a few days prior had successfully done Commune for you by proxy. She sits down again to cast the spell, and as she forms this connection with Artemis, you hear a crash of thunder above, and the connection is broken for her. And when you go outside, the sky is completely clear.
All right, Zeus, listen, I just want to make sure that my family's going to be okay. I have no say in this. I just want to make sure they'll be okay. All right. Well, I'm guessing the same thing would happen if I tried to cast Divination or something too, wouldn't it?
Anything where you're specifically asking for the opinion or advice of your goddess meets the same result.
Yeah, so I couldn't even cast Augury and get like a good or bad.
Right.
Cool. Okay, well, I tried. I want to head by Zeus's temple real quick then, and
Sure.
I don't know, is there a way to like make donations or something, like flip a gold and be like, I'm sorry.
You can always make a sacrifice.
Just be like flip a gold into like whatever is there and be like, and be like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. I'm just trying to protect my family. So
There's a wide-brimmed golden bowl, and you just chuck a gold in there and say you're quick. Sorry.
sorry.
All
I didn't mean to piss off the king of the gods. Let me just run real quick.
And anything you want to do at the Lyre Song School?
I just want to go annoy Lysandra for a bit.
Sure. In between classes that she's teaching and classes that she's attending, you can talk to her, and she's perfectly conversational. She shows you some pieces that she's working on about the Hands of Fate. Some are just like rhyming couplets that she needs to try to find a place for. Some are more like themes or even just melodies that don't have any words necessarily connected to them yet. But she is actively working on an epic story of the Hands of Fate.
Okay, I do want to just like at some point while she showed me the parts of it, just kind of like stop and go, did you just ask me on a date so that you could get information and have amused about an adventuring party?
Of course not. Make an insight check.
Yeah. Does my passive insight do anything?
What's your passive?
18.
18. You can tell upon phrasing it like that, she's realizing that it was a kind of shitty thing for her to do. But you get the sense that even if that's not her only reason, it's certainly a reason.
I just, yeah, so I was going to look up and just like put my hand out to stop her for a second. Just go, listen, if that's the reason, just say it. That is fine. I am perfectly okay with being amused and giving you information about our adventures and stuff like that. Just say it.
It's not often that I meet the child of a muse. Perhaps that's just what I'm feeling.
And helpful. That's not a yes or no answer. Like, just say yes or no. Like, I don't care. I just
High charisma, baby.
I just want to. When she says that, I just want to stop and be like, "Listen, I know that you don't want to be mean and you don't want to risk not being able to get your songs written about us and things like that because you're a bard. It's what you do. I want you to be able to do it. But like, if you just want to have a muse to write about the Hands of Fate and members of the Hands of Fate, just say it. I am fine with being friends and doing that. I just need to know."
That is what I'm primarily focused on currently.
It's fine. I just needed to know that.
And after that conversation, you are able to have a bit more of a clearer conversation going forward. So, if that wraps up your 2 weeks, I know we hit Ilmay and Ryujin last week, but Ilmay, are there any like last minute things that you thought about in the week since? Anything like that? No?
No.
Ryujin, any last minute things that you thought about since last week that you want to do?
I don't think so.
No problem. No problem whatsoever. I just wanted to give you the opportunity.
I want to give Ilmay one of the greater potions of healing since I know she's not doing the ritual, and
Sure.
if anybody else is not doing the ritual, I want them to get the other one that I made.
Sure, yeah. This is a great time if you want to have any sort of party-to-party conversations or anything. Feel free to do that now, or we can just skip ahead.
Yeah, I want to just look at everybody and go, is anybody else not doing it before I figure out what to do with this last potion that I made?
Are we all doing it then? Except for Emily?
Yeah, I'm not doing that ritual, but I'll be there just in case if you all die.
Okay,
that
then I have
reminds
a
me. I
separate
need to
question.
go get
Can Cora
diamonds.
be here?
Diamonds. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
I just forgot about that. Thank you for saying die. Said investigation?
Correct.
That is an 18.
18. You can find 400 gold's worth of diamonds.
Oh, that's an odd number. I only need 300 because the 100 doesn't really help. But I mean, I guess I could get all
Keep it.
4, and then if
And if you
I
find
can't
two
find-
later...
yeah. So I'll go ahead and grab that.
Alright. Mark off
When
400
we're
gold.
having the
also-
conversation about the ritual, I want Cora to be there.
Sure.
It's
Yeah,
just
I mean,
like,
Cora
she's
would
brought up
absolutely be
that-
there.
Okay, bet. She's brought up that thing like twice. I'm gonna be like, Cora, you know how you talk about like having the gods in your body and doing something?
Right.
Like, what else do you think? Like, if I were to like cast a regular spell, but like if a god was in my body, you think I'd like magnify the spell? Like,
I
What do you
truly
think?
have no idea. Furthermore, I don't think that Keeneye has any real idea about what will happen. I really don't. I think he's confident that our bodies will be able to handle it, but in terms of what will actually happen to us, either during that moment or even after the gods leave our bodies, there might be some sort of residual celestial energy left over. I think we're in uncharted territory.
because I was thinking, if a god was in my body and I cast like locate creature, and I thought about someone, and it was just like boom,
Perhaps.
worldwide.
It's certainly worth attempting. The worst case scenario is that it works like normal.
Pew pew.
Also, I don't know if Ilmay has told you all, but if Ilmay decides that we should all just go pile on Keeneye and kick his ass, the code word is now.
Now, that's
Yes.
the word
If
phrase we went
Ilmay
with.
says now, we all attack Keeneye.
Shouldn't there be like a second word so that like maybe now? I don't know. A
Should we
singular
call our
word like that
parents
comes
that?
up a lot because
Well, if you want a better code word, you come up with one.
Well,
Fuck
I'm,
'em
also-
up. 3
I'm not
words.
the person planning
The
Keeneye's
code
death.
word
So.
is Changa.
Can it be
What about-
Bochenka?
3 code word or
What?
just fuck them up. 3 code words.
That have to be
What would
said
happen?
in sequence with
Yes.
2 keys
It's gotta
getting
be-
turned at the same time.
I'm just
It's gotta be an
picturing.
action word that you generally wouldn't use in regular conversation.
Bazinga.
Murder.
Just have
No,
Ilme
would
say.
use that in regular conversation.
Just have Ilme say that she's gonna cast Fireball. I cast Fireball, and I'll be like, okay. I cast any magical spell.
How about
I
this?
mean, there's a couple of other things I needed to grab too. Before I forget.
Oh, sure. Give me 1 sec. Like,
Yeah.
how about if Ilme says anything that is remotely weird or out of character, we all attack Keeneye.
It's so much.
I forget that she's gonna be
That
there.
may
In
not
my
be
mind,
clear
Ilme's kind
to
of
all of
erratic.
us.
I don't.
Listen, I will be there and I will figure out if Ilme means attack or not, and then I will yell Changa.
Wait,
I'm determined.
so we're just gonna like embody our parents and destroy this man.
Yes.
Why not?
If Ilme wants us to. Or
Will our
else we'll
parents be
just
mad
answer
afterwards?
his
You
question.
think Apollo would like look at me and be like, "Bruh, what?" Who does? Oh, he
I
definitely
mean,
follows
if
Akase.
I
I
feel
was
like you guys are in danger from this ritual, or he's gonna do something, then yeah, all out attack. But I don't know what's gonna happen, and I kind of want to be the one to.
"Ooh, take my drift globe, and if anything wonky happens, cast daylight, and then we'll obviously all know." And can I be randomly like, "Why is there so much light in this room?"
Death.
It's like a
Okay.
flashbang.
Okay,
wow.
so but if this drift globe, if I use it, means attack.
Okay, heard.
All
You could
right.
also just cast light if you don't want to be dramatic.
That just means maim. Anora, what are the other things you need to grab?
So I realized when I cast Summon Elemental last time, I did not have the components for it apparently.
What are the components?
Air, a pebble, ash, and water inside a gold inlaid vial worth at least 400 gold pieces. I missed that
Good to know.
somehow.
That
I
was
need to
that
go
was
find-
your body just testing the magic, but now you will definitely need the
Yeah.
help.
I don't know. I guess I was looking at one of the other ones on accident for
Sure.
summon because there's like 5 different
but-
summons.
But you're in a big city. You can mark off that gold, and you can get that vial.
Okay, there's other things I need to.
Sure. What else?
All of my stuff requires things now. I need to find rare oils worth at least 1,000 gold pieces.
Damn. Make an investigation check.
Wait, what do you need that for?
Yes,
it's
what are you
22.
casting?
22. Yeah, you are able to find exactly that much. So is it consumable or is it just like you need it and it'll last forever?
I'm assuming it's consumable. Yes,
I mean,
it's
it
consumable.
would say if it's consumed as well. Okay, so you can cast it once. You have enough from one casting.
Okay, it's 1,400. I'm not done yet.
Sure.
There's more. And then I need a focus worth at least 1,000 gold pieces, such as a crystal ball, a silver mirror, or a fount filled with holy water. But
Okay,
that's
make an
not
investigation
consumed.
check.
I just need to find one.
Sure, make an investigation check.
What do you need all this stuff for? Holy
Give me a minute. That's a 19.
19. You strike out at most of the stores, but as a sort of a last-ditch effort, you talk to Seneveth about it at the temple, and she gives you she sells you a crystal.
Okay. Let's
No.
say.
She charges you for it, but it's a crystal that it's not a crystal ball, but it's a sort of a more natural-looking cylindrical crystal, but it's impeccably clear and can be used for that purpose. So you can mark off that gold as well.
Okay, so she sells it to me for the full amount.
Yes.
Okay, I just went through almost all of my money.
But now you got
That
cool
was
spells.
I think that's everything I need. Give me one
Okay.
second to check
How
again.
much
I'm
money
pretty sure
you
that's it.
have? What the fuck?
All right.
The only other one I'm pretty sure I can't find it is a gilded flower worth at least 300 gold pieces.
That's really specific.
Welcome to Druid Spells. They're all very specific.
You could, with 2 weeks. I mean, you're spending a lot of the time during your 2 weeks making those healing potions. Go ahead and make a d20 roll.
15.
15. You don't have enough time to make that flower, but you do have enough time to figure out exactly how you would. Like, you get a flower that Alexios tells you is very heat resistant. It has a high like temperature that it can handle, and you get enough gold together so that if you had time at a later date, you could theoretically, with Alexios' help or at his forge, boil down that gold and dip the flower in it and essentially create that gilded flower.
Okay, so like I could do it it's possible, just at a later point in time.
Exactly.
Okay, to
You just
answer
didn't have
everyone's
time in
question
these
as
2
to what
weeks.
the fuck that was, Summon Fae is the gilded flower. The agate was for, oh god, I just had it up.
Was it the Bring Out Alive one?
No. Yes, that was Awaken, sorry.
I was about to say.
Yeah, that was Awaken, and then the oils was Reincarnate in case we have to do something outside of the time frame of Revivify. And
Reincarnate is not the next step in that process.
that's if something happens and we don't have any other option.
Yeah, we get brought back.
Okay, but there's like
It's
3 other
random,
options before that happens, because that's a huge decision.
What are the other options?
Raise dead.
I could do that.
Can you?
I think so. I have access to...
I didn't know if it was at a level that you can do right now.
I don't know. What level is... I could have sworn. I'm weird. Maybe I read that.
Raise Dead is at 5th level, is it not?
Maybe I just... I don't know. Probably it is. Maybe I was just thinking about something else.
But just so you know,
No.
Reincarnate will literally change your race.
I know,
Isn't it
but
like
the thing
everything,
is,
like race, gender, like
it
class?
changes
You-
everything.
You keep your brain, I think.
Yes, it's basically it.
Like it's still
Memories?
you, but you are in a completely different body.
That's so weird.
You touch a dead humanoid or
Did you
a
have
piece
the
of
same,
dead, a piece.
class?
You could literally be a drop of blood, and I could bring
Yeah.
you back.
So should you
But
just
as
like
what?
keep like a class of like all of our blood in it?
To come back as
like-
non-demigods, that'd
it's
be
like
super fun.
5 separate little like
The
classes
reason
around
that
here
I
that
got
they
it
sort of-
was because, like, it is very much so a last resort. But besides me and Adagio, the only 2 people in the party, we're the only 2 people in the party who can bring somebody back.
It's true. Wouldn't it be so funny if you like spammed Reincarnate until you like happened to like random number generate and
That's
get like
so
a,
much money,
a Hades demigod?
That's
You're
so
like, oh
much
sweet,
money.
we got one.
So much money.
Reincarnate, kill them.
Yeah.
you
And
read-
then,
What if you did it enough that you got like an Artemis demigod just because?
Oh, yeah.
What? Yeah, I was like, she just never had a kid. You just reincarnated as an Artemis demigod.
Somewhere in the
Oh.
world,
Shiny
there's someone
Pokemon,
actively
both
doing
demigods.
that. Going, fuck human again, kill him.
then there was, what was it?
We said the ritual's gonna be on the full moon, right?
Fuck.
It's not on the full moon. It's at midnight.
Then
Oh,
there was
so-
scrying. That was from the crystal thing. Did I
crystal.
Did I say an object with an image of a dragon engraved on it? Did I
You
say
did
that one?
not.
I think I forgot to say that one. An object
Is-
with an image of a dragon engraved on it worth at least 500 gold pieces.
How much money do
Jesus
you have?
Christ.
I'm gonna use all my
Interesting-
money.
It's actually interesting you are looking in Delphi for that, because there's a ton of Black Dragon oriented merchandise for sale with bits of Aruxal and his army. So you can very easily find like what you can tell is like made it's a almost like an imprint made with bones from some of Aruxal's army gilded in like this silver. It's actually pretty cool, but yes, you can find that here.
Okay, cool. That is for Summon Draconic Spirit, and that one does not get consumed, so it just gets to
No.
stay.
You're just stacking up, huh?
I
Yeah.
used almost all of my money.
Jesus.
And I poke my
Only
head
have
outside of
1,000 gold. Like, what are you?
Can you poke your
I
head
wanna
outside
see-
of Delphi?
I want to see how that farmland is going.
Oh yeah,
With the
absolutely.
werewolves.
I'll say over the 2 weeks you can go and visit. It's expanding. There are
Yes.
other families that have moved from Andola's stand and are starting to create a sort of a robust farming district right outside the city limits.
They recognize me? Should I hide my face?
Make just make a charisma check.
I rolled a 6. Let's see what my charisma modifier is. How much do they hate me? Oh, it's a +0, so.
You don't know if maybe some of these farming families used to have husbands who were guards, but you certainly get some bad looks from some of these people. You hear one woman's like, "You electrocuted, you barbecued my husband!"
That was for you.
That wasn't me. That was the child of the sea, not me. I'm so sorry. The barbecuing was me, though.
You just gonna throw me under the bus
The
like
Chris-
wow.
You're not gonna come visit.
All right.
Hey, you don't know that.
So,
I visited him once already.
Wow, I have a lot of stuff.
So,
Cucumbers.
the day of the ritual. If you have any like daily rolls you need to check for like wheel and woe, that kind of stuff, I would do that now.
Oh, no,
Is there
that's
anything last minute you guys want to do during this day? Because you will have this entire day up until midnight before the ritual. So if there's anything last minute you'd like to do, speak now or forever hold your peace.
I'm like I did every day. I'm just gonna go pray of cattle, but like nothing specific.
Sure.
I would. Or
I'm gonna
during
make
the
us all
day?
dinner.
I'm gonna help make dinner.
So Alexios is making dinner, and Ryujin and Anur come in. They're like, "No, it's a team effort. Team effort." Alexios is
No, it's
like,
funny,
"Oh,
I actually-
there's a-"
So I guess it was. I mean, this would be up to you, Sammy. But when we were in Voltura, do you remember I bought exotic meats?
Yes.
Would we be able to use those here and now, or do you think it's?
Sure.
Have they been in the bag of holding?
Yeah, I mean,
Perhaps.
it's at this point, it's been what, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Can we empty out the bag of
It's
holding
been a
real
little
quick
bit.
and make sure we
Yeah,
know
you got-
what's in there?
You gotta do a little spring cleaning of the bag of holding. The curious thing about these meats, they're so exotic that you're not sure what they're supposed to smell like,
Oh no.
but you're confident they didn't used to smell like this.
Can I roll a nature check to see if they're okay to
Sure,
eat?
go ahead.
Oh, I mean, I feel like Ryuji, he's stupid, but he's not that stupid. Like they're
That's a
done. They're done
19.
for.
You got a
19?
-1.
That shit looks rancid.
Do not eat this. I'm just gonna take it and go
I'm not gonna
outside and,
eat it.
What if I
throw it
cast
out.
what if I purify food or drink?
Amber
What
comes and
else
goes, wait. I'm immune to poison.
How does that
Okay,
help me?
okay.
I can't eat the food through you.
I could
But I
cast
can.
purify food or drink. I
Listen,
haven't
listen.
finished
What if we
spells.
cast Revivify on the phone? I'm just kidding.
I'm dead.
I am not spending
Would
300 gold.
okay,
What about
but
greater
would
restoration?
purify food work on that?
I don't know. Let me look
It
up the
says-
spell.
Everything within range is purified and rendered free of poison and disease. So I don't really.
Oh.
But it would still
What if it
be
just, like,
It would still have like
rejuvenates-
You just
fungus and
wouldn't get-
mold on it,
Yeah.
but the smell definitely dwindles a bit. It helps. It certainly helps.
It would still
Okay.
taste terrible.
Can I go and just try and get like more
I'll just
exotic
What
What
about
meat
greater
somewhere in Delphi?
restoration?
Y'all, I think the meat's just bad.
God. Protection from good and evil? What if I cast that on the party? Would that keep them
Okay,
from
okay.
getting poisoned by
We
it?
can go. How about we all go hunting together in Artemis's forest and just quick.
No.
We would die in, bruh. Literally,
Can
bruh.
I like look up and be like, I can go hunting real quick because it's calming for me and bring back fresh food.
I mean,
I
that's all
volunteer
well
to go
and fine.
fishing with Ryujin.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a river. We can get some fit. Like we can all just pitch in and get a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So Adagio and Ryujin go fishing. You guys can both roll me an animal handling check.
Sick.
Sorry.
I'm
What
good
are
at
you
this, I
laughing at?
think.
I'm proficient in animal handling, so
Mm.
I'm the only one who does good with this.
Let's see. 20 total.
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh.
So
So
You know,
Ryujin,
it's
Ryujin and
fine.
Adagio, you guys
Man.
rent some fishing poles, and you're you're spending a relaxing afternoon
Oh, no,
trying
Ryujin's,
to,
like,
to fish on
in
the river.
He's
So-
swimming around with a knife.
So Adagio
A knife?
is on the shore with the fishing pole, not getting any bites, and Ryujin is just diving in and out, like catching them with his hands and with his mouth. He's just like he's swimming with them. You see him you see a fish burst out of the air, and then Ryujin bursts out immediately after and catches it. Ryujin, you end up getting like a basket full of fish.
What
I'm
do
just
you
gonna-
have?
What kind of fish are they, Sammy? Huh? Can I roll for the fish?
For what?
I'm gonna look at Regent and tell him
I
he
don't
scared
know.
my fish away.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You definitely scared all my fish.
What if it's salmon?
Sure. Some of them are
I
salmon.
mean, it's a freshwater river. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
possible.
Some of them are salmon, sure.
Well, actually,
The really sad thing though is because of who you are, as you're catching them, you can hear them going, "No, please, don't eat me."
I'm sorry, little one.
Oh no!
I have been landlocked my whole
Did you
life. I'm
do
gonna
it?
tell him this is my first
Yeah.
time fishing.
But what did it cost?
Yeah, Adagio, there's definitely a solid moment where you're seeing Ryujin in that river and you're going like, "Is that how you're supposed to fish?" Yeah, but you guys get a bunch of fish. Anura, you're going
This is how
hunting.
Ryujin fished as a child.
Yes.
Anura, go ahead and make a. You can make either a nature check or a survival check.
I think they're both the same. Yeah, they're both the same. Hey, it's a nat 20!
Oh shit! So
Kicking it off.
That's the first nat 20 this dice has ever rolled.
it's as if Artemis can sense that you're here to hunt, because it's not long before you hear the sounds of a group of deer, and you see this beautiful stag with these broad antlers and what look like thick, muscular body, and you're like, oh hell yeah! With your schmancy, incredibly way too powerful longbow, you let a single arrow fly, and it goes directly between the eyes, and it just falls dead before it even hits the ground. So you have a nice big old stag to bring for dinner.
I guess I will bring it back, and along the way, while I'm in the forest, I'm gonna pick some fresh berries, fresh stuff like that.
Nice.
Fresh
Yeah, I was gonna
berries.
say, is there a way? I don't know. I'm thinking, is there a way I can get some clams too, Samuel? Some freshwater clams.
You know what? Sure. You're a Poseidon
The
demigod,
whole-
and you have no time frame. So yeah, you just go diving in the river, and you find some mollusks and that sort of stuff sticking to logs and such, and yeah, you have a little seafood platter with venison on its way, and there's berries and mushrooms and olives, and it's a feast, which is good because you have a lot of mouths to feed.
Cool beans. Okay.
So, the sun begins to set. And as you all finish your dinner, and you're talking and having a lively time in the dining room, you hear a knock on the door.
I shall answer the door.
You see...
Do we have a peephole? Is that a thing?
Huh?
Does our door have a peephole? Is that a thing?
I'll say you could have carved one out, sure.
The peephole.
Yeah. You see it looks like two probably teenaged boys with short hair wearing cloaks that mark them as students of Keeneye.
That makes sense.
You
But-
open the door to greet them.
Yes.
We're here to collect you for the Archmage's ritual.
Yay. Is it that time already?
There are certain aspects of the ritual that need to be completed before the clock strikes midnight, so there are some things we would need to complete.
Oh. Okay. Well, if you guys are ready, I'm gonna turn around into the house. They're here to pick us up.
I'm ready.
I guess you guys are going through with this. I'll be there to hopefully protect you.
I'm going to protect too.
If something happens to us, the
Our
hands of
two
fate are in
most
good hands.
powerful party members. It's fine. Realistically, I think you both do the most damage per second, though.
I mean,
I prepared a mix of things.
Alexios, as you guys are leaving to go, you feel Roxanne grab your arm. Just be careful.
Of course, always, definitely.
Before we go, is there like a specific type of creature that we think would be a problem when dealing with Keeneye?
What?
What?
Like an aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead.
Oh.
Should we be worried about anything specific?
Not
That
to
would,
your
like,
knowledge. I mean, he's a mage. He could, if he wanted to, he could probably summon whatever the fuck he wanted.
Just because we know how bad it goes when they show up based on what happened with the Zorn, I'm gonna cast Protection from Good and Evil. Who all is actually doing the ritual?
I think
I
it's
am.
the three originals: Adagio, Alexios, and Ryujin.
Okay, then I'm gonna cast Protection from Good and Evil 3 times, I guess. I think
Okay.
it's only for one person, right?
Probably. Yes, it is. But you can.
Yeah,
It's concentration, so you can only have it up.
Ooh.
A, you can only have it up for 10 minutes. B, you only have it up on one person.
Oh, never mind then.
So if you
I
do
can't
want to
do
do
it, I was
that,
more
you might
trying
want
to-
to wait, and you'd probably have to choose one person to do it for.
Y'all fold the parchment shears real quick for who gets it.
So,
I mean, how many
I
times
said
can
we
you
arm
cast
wrestle
it?
for it.
Just-
It's
Oh,
a
wait, never
It can
mind.
only
We're
be one at a
doing the
time.
ritual at the same time. Okay,
Right.
my bad,
Yeah.
my bad.
So you all make your long trek to the Whispers, to the not as creepy but still creepy architecture of the central spiral of the district. You get to the tower of the Archmage. The students knock. The eye opens before the door swings open. You walk in, and you actually, this time, you walk past a closed door before you get to the second level, which the doors open, and you find yourselves in the ritual chamber. You walk in, and you see there are lots of people here. Most are dressed like the two that are escorting you in. They look to be students, probably some low-level wizards or whatever, students of Keeneye. But there are 4 older robed figures that seem to be a bit more powerful, for lack of a better word. Ilme, you notice these 4 are the only ones that have Eyes of Gaia pins on them. And they are dressed in the black robes that you recognize from the first time that Keeneye tried this ritual with you. You walk into this now familiar space with the 5 offshoot triangular rooms all centering on this one central chamber. And right in the center of this chamber is that enormous blue crystal on top of a pedestal. As you all come in, all the mages turn and sort of fall silent as they sort of nod their heads respectfully. And you hear from behind you steps coming downward, and then the voice of Keeneye. I am so pleased that you all could make it. Please, come
Lean over to Alexios. Why does it feel like we're about to die?
in.
You see that they all nodded their heads? Like, wait a second. What the?
It's a sign of respect. Bow your head in respect.
Keeneye turns to you all. So, looks towards Ilme. I believe that some of you are participating and others are not. We have prepared all 5 possibilities, but for those of you not participating, you are welcome to stay in this central chamber. For those of you who are, I would ask that you please find your way into your individual chamber.
I'll get that.
Adagio, you step into the small triangular room that is littered with lit candlesticks on the ground.
Oh, they're lit now. Heard.
They are now lit, yes. Or else
Yay.
they've been lit the whole time. They just keep replacing them every day. No, they are now lit, and it makes for a really cool sort of atmosphere in this one corner of the room. And you step into this arcane sigil in the center of this room, You're not quite sure what to do at this point, but you're standing there. Alexios, Ryujin, do you go into yours?
Can I squeeze Cora's hand before I do? Just a little. Shit's gonna be cool.
She squeezes back. It's time to get some answers.
As they all go in, can I like stop and hug Alexios, Adagio, and Ryujin?
Of course.
And just whisper like a little prayer with them real quick. Like, I know it might not do anything, but still.
I want to squeeze an aura and be like, if anything happens to me, find my mom at Gildor. Tell her I love her.
And whenever he does that, I want to like just stop him before he can walk into the room. I know things got weird for a while, and it didn't go well with some of the stuff that happened. At the end of the day, though, you're still the brother I never had. You better walk back out of that room in one piece, or I will revivify you to murder you myself.
Sheds a little tear. I haven't had a sibling like you since Reed.
Cora walks into... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah?
Can you do me a favor?
What?
If I die, you're probably gonna go on adventuring, right?
I don't know. I'm trying not to think about that.
Name everything after, like the smallest thing, like street intersections, buildings, shoes, just.
I'll name my bow after you. Instead of casting Guiding Bolt, I'll cast Alexios Bolt.
Guiding Alexios.
Guiding
Right.
Alexios. There we go.
Yeah. Thanks.
And I want to
Nora?
and then look up again real quick before Alexios goes in. The same thing goes for you. You were my family. You die, I will bring you back to kill you myself. But on a serious note, if anything does happen to you, your mom will be taken care of at whatever cost it takes me.
Thank you. But if you're gonna revivify me, just leave me alive. It makes more sense.
I'll just drop you down to 0 and then I'll give you a good berry so you can back up 1 point.
If I die, just
Sure.
put some goldfish in the pool.
Why goldfish? It's
Why not? What do you got against
The
goldfish?
true legacy of Ryujin.
Goldfish. And I want to stop Ryujin
Name
and
them
go.
really basic names like Goldie, right?
Also, on a serious note,
Go
I know
ahead.
you're trying to figure out what happened to your mom. If you don't make it out, I will find out what happened and do what I can to avenge her for you.
I have no idea what you're speaking about. No, turn around.
Cora
And I'm gonna look at all
walks
3 of them as
into-
they walk in. All right, fuckers, you better walk out of there.
Keeneye goes, I do not know why you are saying goodbye to your friends.
This is ancient magic. Shit could go wrong.
we don't
Cora-
trust you.
Cora walks into the room with wood shavings on the ground. Ryujin, you step into the very shallow water covering the floor of your room, going not even to your ankle. And Alexios...
wait.
Oh, sorry, yeah?
I'm a greater, I don't know, inconveniencer. As soon as I see Cora, I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna like run over to her little room and like slap the Godstone into her hand, but like close it before anyone else sees it and be like, listen, maybe one day you'll be worthy enough to unlock this, but I mean, you're probably closer to it than I am. And then jump back into my room.
Thank you. She's like genuinely shocked. So she doesn't even say thank you until you're already
Wait.
halfway across the room. But she
Imagine the-
takes it and puts it in the pocket.
Imagine Cora's shock when we eventually explain that was
how
her
we got
previous
it?
mentor.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Real quick, to make everybody a little bit to completely off topic and make everybody laugh a bit. Do you know how much money I just spent?
How much?
3,000.
Doing that 4,300 gold. I only have 4,476.
Jesus. That's some expensive shit.
Can I say that I
That's a
did
lot
not
of
get the stuff for
damage.
reincarnate, Sammy?
if you want to go back on it, be my guest. Just
Okay,
add
I'm
the
gonna
money back and take the actual item out of your inventory.
I haven't added the items yet because I was doing the math still.
Sure.
I'm gonna figure this out while this is
No problem,
happening.
no
Just
problem.
putting that out there. I
Yeah.
didn't realize how much it was.
Alexios, you step into the ritual chamber that is covered in ash, a smell and a texture you're very familiar with. This is ash from a forge. As you all stand in your chambers, Keeneye turns to you, Ilme, reaches into his pocket and pulls out 4 small vials. He goes, as part of this ritual, we need a bit of blood from each of the participants. I assume you would be more comfortable doing it yourself.
Yes, thank you.
He hands you
Can
the vials.
I look up real quick and when he hands them to Ilme and be like, I'm gonna go with you to do it, and I'm gonna cast Aura Vitality so that they're like immediately healed back up no matter what.
Yeah, and I'll say, Ilme, you're gifted enough that, and you have enough time that you can get a little bit of blood out of them, enough blood, without actually doing like legitimate damage to them.
And I'm not gonna cast Aura Vitality.
So Ilme, you go around getting blood from Adagio, from Ryujin, from Alexios, and from Korra. You now have these 4 vials. You hand them to Keeneye. He takes them each and begins to mutter some arcane words, and he pours them all on top of this crystal. And they begin to sort of like ooze off of the crystal and bubble a bit. Good. He turns to one of his men. Bring in the sacrifices. The door opens, and you see 4 more of these students come in, all carrying or leading in animals. You see a horse, a donkey, a swan, an owl, and a rooster. McKenna goes, Child, you can leave the rooster. We will only be having 4 participants. He nods and brings the rooster out. 4 of the ones that are Eyes of Gaia men, the older, more accomplished mages, they each take one of these animals and bring them into the chambers with the demigods. The horse into Ryujin's chamber, the donkey into Alexios's, the swan into Adagio's, and the owl into Korra's. And they begin to utter arcane words, and they all take out extremely sharp daggers, and in one fluid motion slice the throats of these creatures as the blood begins to pour. And then it's over. Keeneye raises his hand, and near the door you see a fire spring to life. Contained, almost like a campfire. And these mages slowly drag these dead animals' bodies over to the fire and begin to cook them. They don't add any seasoning to it. It's not designed to be delicious. It's just designed to be edible. And after an hour or so, the meat is taken off of the fire, and bits are handed out to all of the mages in this room. Keeneye takes some is handed to Ilme and to Anora, and pieces are handed to the demigods themselves, and everyone consumes a bit of these sacrifices. Do you as well?
Wait a second. Hold on a minute.
You gotta eat a dog?
A horse.
Wait.
A horse, a donkey, a swan, and an owl. Are any of those edible?
Sammy, would you
feel like
say
it's-
that these creatures are what is it?
That's messed up.
Can I ask if we
Devout.
have to?
To
So
our
no,
godly parents?
no, it's nothing like that. But you do know that as part of this ritual, one of your god's holy animals needs to be sacrificed and consumed.
And then
And I got the
guess.
donkey.
Just had to
got
make
this
sure.
I'm the only one who has to
Yeah,
eat
I
I
it.
guess I'll
say
eat a piece
if
of
you if you wanted to give
horse.
an insight check, he's not trying to trick you. This is just part of the ritual.
Wait, isn't this just like Burger King?
I hope not.
I used to work for them.
Dear.
Can you confirm or deny?
I
eat
eat
the donkey?
I
Okay.
just cooked the patties.
Moving on.
So, after the animals are consumed, it's odd. You know this is a blood ritual that is known to everyone in this room, but it's the smell of iron in the room that makes you a little uneasy. Keeneye goes to the crystal. It is time. Yes, gosh, yeah. And he begins to speak his arcane words. At his command, 3 of the young students go into the room with Ryujin, 3 go into with Adagio, Alexios, and Cora, each of them with wrapped up or scrolled parchment in their hands and quills. You assume to be for asking and recording answers to questions. And the rest of the mages remain in this central chamber. Keeneye continues his incantation, and the crystal begins to glow in the center of the room. Yes, goddess. Yes, goddess. And you see the crystal glow and glow and glow until, with a final finish, a beam of light fires from the crystal directly in between Adagio's forehead, directly into Ryujin's head, directly into Alexios, directly into Cora, and for a moment, they all just stand there with this bolt of blue energy hitting their skulls, and then they begin to rise up into the air, levitate ever so slightly, their feet just barely reaching off the ground. And that's where we'll take our break.
Holy shit.
When we come back, the ritual officially begins. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back in just a few minutes. Just go take a quick pee break and come back for the juicy conclusion to this episode. We'll see you soon. Bye! Hello and welcome back to Links of Tartarus. We're going to come right back into this moment. So, the ritual has begun. Adagio, Alexios, Ryujin, and Cora are all participating, and they've all just been hit with this arcane energy and are gently floating in the space. Ilme, will you roll me a d6 to see which scene we see first?
2.
2. That means the first scene is Apollo. So, Adagio. Your eyes instinctually close as this arcane beam hits you, and you can feel it almost like drilling into your forehead, and there's a split second where you're like, oh shit, this was a trap, we're all about to die right now, and then you open your eyes, and you're somewhere else entirely. You're in an ornate bedroom. Beautiful rugs line the floors, grand windows stand open, curtains blowing inward, a stunning view of a starlit sky outside. There's an enormous 4-poster bed that lies perfectly made on one end of the room, untouched. You smell a salty sea breeze coming in through the windows. There's a slightly sunken area of the room lined with cushions and pillows, and it's from that space that you hear the soft sounds of a lute. As your eyes adjust, you see plates of grapes and figs laying at the bare feet of a man facing away from you, testing out a melody on the lute. You see he has tanned skin, in his late 20s or so, thick brown beard, waves of messy, sea-blown brown hair, framing handsome facial features. His muscular form is completely nude, and you can see tribal tattoos lining his muscular arms. If this is Apollo, this is certainly a different form of Apollo than you've ever seen. What would you like to do?
Do I like appear with my things on me, or am I also naked?
You look around, you're not naked, but you aren't wearing your equipment. It looks like you're just wearing a sort of neutral toga.
You just saw your dad naked.
He
It's
has
happened
a loot. He
before.
has a loot. It's covering up the.
Before.
Yeah.
He did this to me the first time I saw him. So
it's
you
a
know
power
what?
move. It's a power move.
It's nothing I ain't seen before.
Yeah.
Has he seen me, or is he like facing away from me?
He's facing away from you, and you can tell just from the way he's moving his head that his eyes are closed, and he's just feeling this music as he's playing it.
Okay, well, unfortunately, I don't have time for this. Apollo.
He stops. and slowly turns and sees you. Adagio,
Father.
how? And then he seems to understand. This is an ancient spell, Adagio. Well, since you're here, welcome to Sunset.
I've always wanted to visit. I'm so mad. Oh my god. Does it actually look like this if like I came in person?
This is my chambers.
Okay. Fangirl aside, I only have so much time as you could probably imagine.
Yes.
There's so
what is
much
it that
we
I
need to
can
discuss.
do for you?
Okay, so like top of the list, I really need to hear the wording of that original prophecy.
It's only fair. He begins to sort of just play some ambient music on the lute as he closes his eyes and remembers. There comes a day beyond my sight. The world will need be saved. And on that day, a holy might will fight a force depraved. 14 children of the gods will fight and bleed and win. Half of mortal, half of not, ambrosia neath their skin. One of each Olympian be present for this fight. Though with disaster done again, there's more to fill the night. For on this day of battle, day of judgment, day of woe, blood will seep from cattle, and the gods above will know their time as rulers of this plain from safety up on high, like Time himself whom they had slain, the end of theirs is nigh. For on the day to come, the day to end the age of men, never will they have their fun or step on mother again.
Says, oh shoots. Oh,
Certainly not the prophecy that you would expect upon gifting someone with that particular gift.
definitely not. And you never saw anything like this?
No, not yet.
Okay, but like, do you really think it's about to happen with everything that's happening on the world?
It feels closer than it has before.
I feel like all the boxes are getting checked. I feel like the marching men are marching.
There is a change in the cosmos. I can feel the entire universe holding its breath.
Okay, before I disappear into nothingness. What am I supposed to do with these links when we collect them?
They are dangerous, especially when they are together. But if you are to fight some sort of evil, you might not want to scoff at the idea of using them.
I
Safely,
haven't. Oh,
separately, keeping them under control. But the Titans have power. And if that power could be safely channeled, they could make you a powerful foe to your enemies.
so I'm not sure how much time I have.
Yeah, you feel like your time is probably waning. You maybe have another minute or so.
Golly! I'm like, what is so important? I feel the last one.
Adagio, if
Thanks.
I know the spell that you are using, there is an extra part of this. I could come into your body. Is that something you would desire? That part of this ritual?
When you say it like that, it sounds creepy. But I mean, sure. Yep. I'll give Keeneye his 2 minutes or whatever he gets.
1 minute.
Oh, heard.
Then I will. And I will leave you with something.
Whack monkeys. I want to hug him before I disappear. Squeeze.
You
And then I
go to
wanna
hug
ask-
him. You go to hug him. Yeah?
I want to ask if this is what he looks like. Is this what you really look like as I'm hugging him? As I'm like running up to hug him?
As he embraces you and you can feel your bodies begin to merge into one, you'll hear him go, I look like this, and any other form I take, they are all equally true. And then you dissolve into nothingness. Anura, will you roll another d6 for me?
Sure. Why not? 1.
1. Hephaestus. Alexios. You open your eyes in a chamber you've never been in before. A large, circular, domed chamber made of black rock. Lava pools at the center of the ceiling and falls in orderly lines along the walls, creating these 15 divided sections that coincide with 15 carved out divots in the walls. And inside each of these divots, you see an enormous egg, each one more than 25 feet high. And the eggs all have a scaled pattern to them, though they're all made of different materials. And you see some of these scales have intricate arcane runes around them, almost like henna-esque tattoos, the way they're delicately inlaid with the runes. Some eggs still have scales that are untouched and blank, though most of the scales are filled with runes. In the center of the side of each egg that's looking inward toward the rest of the chamber is a single scale with a symbol emblazoned on it, a different symbol for each egg. As you look around the chamber, you see an egg made of solid gold, and the symbol in the center is an anvil surrounded by flames, the symbol you know to be the symbol of Hephaestus. Next to it, you see scales made of opal, with a sort of greenish hue in the light. And in the center, you see a symbol of a golden apple. Next to that, you see an egg made of pure bronze, with the symbol of a lightning bolt amongst clouds. Beyond that, you see an egg made of some sort of yellow amber colored crystal, like a topaz. And on it, a symbol with a pyramid of 3 skulls. Next, you see one that seems to be made of some sort of bone, almost like shell-like material, with the symbol of the cresting wave. Next to that, you see a translucent white crystal egg with the symbol of 2 intertwining rings. Beyond that, similarly in color, but as the light hits it, you see rainbows dancing off what seems to be some sort of quartz egg with the symbol of 3 stalks of grain. Beyond that, solid brass with the burning sun of Apollo. Next to that, a shining green emerald with the cocked bow of Artemis. Next to that, a glowing ruby egg with the crossed spears of Ares. Beyond that, an egg made of pure sapphire with the symbol of an owl with the wings of flame. Beyond that, a purple gemstone, amethyst, with the crossed wands under a corked potion of Hecate. Beyond that, a copper egg with an overflowing chalice of Dionysus. Over still, you see a shining silver egg with the winged staff entwined by 2 snakes of Hermes. The last chamber, you see a slightly smaller egg. While the others are 25 feet, this one is maybe 15 or 20, and seems to be made of pure iron. And this one has no symbol on it whatsoever. In the center of the room, where all these eggs are facing, you see an enormous rock workbench with a golden hammer atop it, augmented with arcane runes. And you see across the room, seemingly finagling something with the quartz egg, an enormous, towering figure of a man. Taller even than the eggs, 35 feet tall. You see one leg is extremely muscular and toned, strong. The other leg, shriveled, gray, lifeless. He wears beautifully ornate armor, ending in a skirt made of thousands of chromatic dragon scales. Greens and whites and blues transitioning into blacks and reds. His broad shoulders end with 2 extremely muscular, sweaty arms. His coarse, brown hair falls in disorganized curls past his shoulders, and there are clear patches where the curls fall past bare skin. Burnt flesh visible underneath. As he turns back toward the center of the room, the lava glowing along the walls and ceiling illuminate his face. And what you see are wrinkles and gashes and tears, flesh marked up and rugged like a sloppily chopped tree. One eye sits slightly lower than the other, and his strong brow gives him a shadowed look. A coarse black beard hides some of the more deformed features, but even through his beard you can see bare patches of rotted skin. As he slowly makes his way, you see he has a crutch under one arm, makes his way with a blank scale that he has taken from that quartz egg back to the workbench and begins to chisel away at it, seemingly not knowing that you're there.
Am I closer to any particular egg?
Yeah, you have popped in. On your left is the golden egg with the symbol of Hephaestus, and on your right is that smaller iron egg.
I'm gonna go to the iron one and say, "What is this?"
Festus turns around. How are you here? This plane is impossible to access beyond my own power. How are you here?
The ancient spell. Do you object? Was to talk to you. I heard it's not allowed right now.
Shrinks down from his 35-foot stature until he is the size of a normal man, and he hobbles his way towards you. Blood magic. Of course. I need to update my strategy, my protections. And he just turns and goes back to the workbench.
So, you're gonna make it so we can't talk anyway, huh?
He turns back. This is a project that I have been working on for centuries. A contingency plan, if you will. But the only reason I've been able to continue to work on it is that it remains a secret from everyone's eyes beyond my own.
You don't trust me?
Now I have no choice.
Time is short and I have questions. Can you answer them?
I will.
Thank you. First, I need a way to contain the links without your help.
Your blood glass seems to do the trick, does it not?
We only have so much blood glass, and we have a lot of titans to catch up to.
When I was constructing these links, I did so without the intention of making them easily contained by mortals. It took the entire power of Olympus to keep them in Tartarus. You are lucky with what you have found already.
We need a way to keep them at bay while we get others, and we don't have anywhere to trust to keep them away from other people while we're gone.
You have given one to Artemis already?
Yes.
They are my own creation. I will take one. Keep it here where no one can find it.
Just one? I
It is
mean, not
dangerous.
that I'm ungrateful.
It is dangerous to keep any in one place. It is much wiser to keep them on separate planes of existence until we are ready to unite them and banish them once more.
So how will we get one to you?
Zeus does not want us speaking with you. And yet here you are. Cast a link into the forge at your local temple. Watch it burn, and I will receive it.
Thank you. Now, next question. It's a little selfish. You know, Dragon's Doom.
He spits on the ground.
So I'm assuming it's not safe to wield.
Safe is a peculiar word. That weapon is capable of much good and much evil, depending on its wielder. It has both the essence of myself and the Dragon Queen inside it.
So it might be dangerous.
Certainly. But it is also the only way to kill her for good.
I mean, it's also, is it really the key to bring her back also?
Yes, it is.
Now, question. Some gods have living weapons. Learning weapons.
Yes.
The kind that shape the user.
Are you
Is
asking
Dragon's
for one?
Doom one of those? I mean, if you wanted to, I would, yes, I want one really bad.
I have the
Really
ability of doing this, yes. Dragon's Doom is a powerful weapon. It has been laying dormant for centuries. Even I do not know what it has evolved into. For you are capable of making your own weapons. What need you of mine? What could you ask me to make for you?
To be honest, it's kind of like a symbol. I mean, before I was very frustrated with you. We're important, but we're tools at the end of the day if you look at it the right way. So if we can't change the world, what good are we? And you're working on your own things, and it occurred to me that I could be your tool on my plane. And for that, I need to be the best. I'm good at what I do, but I need to protect everyone. I need to make sure my team's okay, and I need your help to do that. And it hurts to say that, but it's true.
I will tell you this, Alexios. When you go back to your body, send me the link, and I will reward you with a weapon suitable for your noble quest.
Thank you. Speaking of returning to my body,
You are feeling better.
There's a second part of this ritual that it's your option to do. There's a guy named Keeneye, and I don't know if you know him, but he's caused a member of my party considerable pain, and I don't trust him, but he wants to speak to you.
Do you want me to speak to him?
I know he can't do anything to you, and I know that you can hurt him and crush him if you chose to. So maybe it's a plus.
Then I shall. On the condition that you not tell anyone what you saw here.
Never.
Good. He reaches out, muscular, calloused hand towards you.
I shake it.
As you touch, you feel your bodies begin to merge into one, and you dissolve. Regent. You open your eyes. And you're not sure what you expected. Probably you expected to be underwater. But you find yourself in a ramshackle stable. 8 individual enclosures around you. The barn doors are open in front of you. You could hear the sound of the sea crashing against the shore near you. Seagulls cawing overhead. The smell of horses and manure hits your nose immediately as you appear in this space. And as you come to, the animals seem to stir, noticing a change in the atmosphere. And you see some begin to poke their heads through their doors. And you're taken aback at what you see. 2 of the stables, you see these beautiful golden horses with folded up wings. Pegasi. In the next 2, you see 2 pure white horses with long spiraling horns coming out of the center of their forehead. Unicorns. The next 2, black horses with flaming manes and flames coming out of their eyes. Nightmares. And the 7th seems to be a normal, beautiful brown horse. You turn your head towards the 8th enclosure. No animal makes itself known to you, but you begin to hear sounds of distress from that enclosure. Sounds of an animal in pain. And then with it, a soothing male voice. What do you do?
I'll casually, not sneakily, but quietly walk over and try to peek over and see what's going on.
You see a horse standing there, clearly uncomfortable, matching the brown horse that you saw in the other enclosure. And you see a man with one hand on the mane, petting it, soothing it. The other hand, by what you see now, is a very swollen womb. You see sea-dried waves of gray hair, neatly trimmed white beard, wearing a simple toga and sandals. Muscular. The form you assume to be Poseidon. Shh, 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 shh. It's easy, girl, easy, girl, easy, girl. What do you do?
You know what this place kind of reminds me of? Oh, regions. Sorry, saying
Oh,
out
that's what you
loud.
say? Sorry.
Yeah. You know what this place kind of reminds me of?
Poseidon turns his head.
Reminds me of that little shack that Mom and I used to live in, right by the shore in Jorax. She never could bring herself to move too far away from the ocean.
He pats the mare, goes, blood magic. That's a clever way to say fuck you to Zeus.
So this is where you like to spend your free time, huh?
If you're gonna sit here and talk, help me with the mare.
Okay.
Go ahead and make an
Oh.
animal handling check.
Oh shit. Okay. No fucking way.
What?
Guess what I rolled, Sammy?
A nat 1 or a nat 20?
I rolled a nat 20.
Woo! Okay.
That's fucking awesome.
So, you cram your way into this enclosure and get your bearings. You can see this horse is in the midst of giving birth, but she's having trouble. Something's wrong with the foal. Without even second guessing yourself, having never done this before, but maybe being inspired by the presence of your father here, knowing that you're in good hands, you just find yourself, you take a hand and you just reach in and begin to manhandle this foal inside the womb to get it the right way round, and you help it as Poseidon holds the mare. You are essentially pulling this foal out of the womb. You are covered in birth and blood and disgustingness, but you can't even focus on it. All you can focus on is getting this foal out of this horse, and you pull before finally this horse comes out. You catch your breath as this foal shakes its head and begins to try to get to its feet and stumbles. Tries once again, and you see now what the issue is. One of its back legs is extremely deformed. Can't hold weight, can't bend, is vestigial. Poseidon just looks at it. That's a shame. Is there something you wanted to ask, boy?
Couple things, yeah.
As you talk, Poseidon lifts up the foal and begins to walk out of the stables onto the shore.
Yeah, I'll just follow, I suppose.
Yeah.
Listen, I know we're not supposed to be talking, and I know that our journey is our own, but we have very limited resources to deal with the links, at least in storing them keeping them separate but safe. I mean, the place we currently reside, Delphi, isn't even totally safe. I mean, what do we do with the links while we're not with them? Because we can't have them all in one place.
It is a topic of discussion on Olympus. My thinking is we have the entire multiverse to scatter them until we're ready. I have my own plane of existence here. I could keep one. Just not Oceanus. I worry he might grow powerful here.
It's probably a good call. Okay. How would we get it to you?
Far out at sea, when no land is in sight and all you see is sea toward the horizon. Throw it overboard and say a prayer, and I will find it.
Okay. Sounds hopefully simple enough. That does remind me, though. Is there any updates with Apo Trepo? Because that's kind of... I mean, listen, there's people I care about that are at sea all the time, and soon we will have our own ship and be out at sea a fair amount, so if there's a hostile renegade, ocean sea hydra, that's kind of a problem.
You can see he gets visibly frustrated as he walks and now so close to the shore that his ankles are in the waves as the tide pulls out and his heels just sort of sink into the sand with the foal in his arms sort of wrestling a bit. Apotrepo was my own creation, and he turned his back on me. Now he is merely a soldier in another man's war. When the time comes, someone will put him down.
I mean, we were able to deal a bit of damage, but we were also in a really bad situation, I guess. I mean, I have no doubt you'd know what I'm talking about, but...
Apotrepo is a threat, but is leagues easier to handle than his boss.
Yeah. Which brings me to my next question. Well, statement. So we believe that the Link of Oceanus is in or near Nepeote, and I imagine where the Link of Oceanus is, Tromocrates can't be far behind, right? Because Tromocrates is basically the first-hand man pet of Oceanus. So I guess any tips on that? Because that's probably going to be difficult, especially if we run into both of them.
He ponders for a bit, looking up into the sky, sighs, and in one fluid motion, he tosses the foal into the sea. You hear it splash as it begins to struggle in the sea, and he just stands there. Gods were not the first deities to claim champions. The Titans did it before us, elevating mortals to nearly godlike levels of power. Oceanus was no different. His champion's name was Humanides, and Humanides was fascinated by Tromocrates, by the innate power, viciousness in its form. It's said that Humanides created a horn with which he could summon the creature. He used this horn as a threat against people Oceanus needed to keep in line. Dromocrates did not even need to show up. Merely the threat of humanity's blowing on that horn was enough to ensure loyalty. Still, there were times humanity's followed through on that threat, blew the horn and summoned Dromocrates. And when he did, death and destruction followed. You can hear the sound of the foal beginning to stop struggling. Of course, these are all stories before my time. Who knows if they're to be believed? I snapped Humanides' neck with my bare hands during the war. There was no horn on him. Still, he could have hidden it somewhere, locked it away somewhere safe, believing his master would return someday and use it to reunite with his loyal steed. If the horn is real, he turns to you. It can be used to our advantage. You could set a perfect trap and ambush, and then call the creature right to it. Many of my champions have tried to find it. All have failed.
I'm not sure, but I might have a lead. Maybe. Who's
You
to
see
say
a
though?
splash in the water as this foal, what used to be a foal, is transformed. You see, it still looks horse-like, but as it leaps out of the water, you see its back is now formed into a fish's tail. No more vestigial back leg. Half horse, half fish. A hippocamp. As it splashes into the water and swims away. Follow that lead. It may be your best shot.
Sorry, this next one is. I know I'm kind of just trying to speed through these. We have a limited amount of time, but I just this we were out at sea, and I took this from another captain, and I'll take the Godstone and I'll say, you might not remember, but I've always wondered, where did this come from? What was this? Because I know what happened with Ariadne. So, I mean, this was your doing, was it not?
Aye. It is not the only stone I have created as a reward for good deeds. This one, he takes it and inspects it. The closest a man ever got to defeating Dromocrates. In that he did a bit of damage before running away. Still, the courage it took warranted a prize. Of course, Dromocrates found him later and ate him alive. Good to know the stone survived.
Well, yeah, we found it on some random pirate captain. He's Dragonborn. And I saw it and I was immediately like, what? Give it. Kind of random. I apologize. So is this the place where that creature from the Colosseum comes from? I spoke to it. I
Actually, no, it's not. I borrowed that creature from Artemis.
Well, I appreciate what you did there. I know it was largely my mistake, and I'm, trying to do better. But I appreciate it.
You read the book.
I did. I wish there was like a few more. It's a really cool story.
You are well on your way, Ryujin, to greatness.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I've got my friend's help, and I think that we can.
You feel the wane of the spell. You know you don't have much time left.
One last thing. There's the spell that's being used. There's a second part where you can come into my body and speak to Keeneye and the casters of the spell. You don't have to. I'm not sure if I want you to or not. I'm still on the fence 50-50. If you want to, go for it. If you don't, I'm not going to blame you. Not going to be upset. They just want to ask some questions and get some information. But honestly, I don't really trust Keeneye. He's kind of a shitbag, done some bad things, and he's power hungry as fuck. So that's up to you. Also, one last thing, just very, very final last. Tell me about Mom. What was she like? I only met her after she was very upset. Before. What was she like before?
Gutsy. Strong. Ryujin. You should know. Your mother's death. And then you disapparate.
Because I asked too many damn questions. All right. Well, yes, we got the most important stuff out of the way.
Ilmay and Honora. As these beams of light fade, your friends continue just sort of hovering. And there's silence in the room. Poor Keeneye just... And now we wait. Turns to you, Ilmay. Any second thoughts?
Yeah, no. Nope. Mm-mm.
A minute passes. 2 minutes pass. You see the mages are getting a little uncomfortable. Go ahead, Nora.
Can I ask him real quick? Are you the only one who can ask questions, or can we ask questions as well?
You see those scrolls my students are carrying? Those are the questions that will be asked. With only 1 minute, I did not want to rely on my own personal speed to ask questions of 4 gods at once. So they will be asking the questions on my behalf and writing down their answers.
Can I request a question of one god?
Which god?
Apollo?
If you wish to step into the room, be my guest.
I'm going to turn to Ilmay and go, is that okay with you? Do you think it's a bad idea?
You do what you gotta do. I'm staying right here next to Keeneye.
I need to know if...
I understand. I know what you want. And if you think that's the best bet to get your answers,
I have to know if it's me. If it's me, I don't want to be the reason.
then go. That's fine. At least you can protect one of them then.
Okay, I'm going to look to Keeneye, very quickly say thank you, and then run into the room where Adagio is.
Alright, you move past some of the mages between you and Adagio, and you end up, in order to fit into this room with 3 other mages in the room with Adagio in this sort of small triangular room, you end up essentially getting behind Adagio. His sort of slightly glowing, slightly levitating form, and you wait. The 3rd minute passes. The 4th minute. Keeneye turns to you, Ilme. Prophecies. Curious thing, eh?
Yeah. You never know.
You never know. And here we are, an organization trying to prevent this first prophecy. Much like Oedipus tried to prevent his. But of course, in running from his fate, he made the prophecy come true. Prophecies cannot be defeated. They are the fates speaking through mortals. And so, we must instead work within the lines of the prophecy. Work within the fluid nature of prophetic words. The age of gods. There is no stopping it now. It will come to an end. But that does not necessarily mean defeat. The age of gods will forever be changed. It will not be like it is now. It will be different. I intend to ensure Hecate survives what happens next.
She survived everything else.
A smile comes across his face. Indeed, she has. At this moment, Adagio's form touches the ground once more, and his eyes open. And you see before you gold light shining through Adagio's form. Alexios' body. His feet hit the ground as his eyes open with this glowing red energy. Ryujin. His eyes open. Blue golden energy. And with his hand, Poseidon takes off the eye patch and sees with both his eyes. Now, my students. The students in each of the rooms unfurl their scrolls and begin to speak in arcane words. I have some dice to roll.
Wait,
Oh god!
what
Before
about
they
Cora?
can do anything in
I
our
don't know
room,
what's
Surprise round. It's a surprise round.
I want to know. I just
Shit.
want to know about
as soon as
Cora.
he comes back, I wanted to ask the question.
This is all happening in the same moment.
Sammy, I
fucking
swear to
knew it.
fucking God,
so, like-
my anxiety cannot take this on the week I'm
Also,
having.
if anyone's looking at the stream, I've now changed it.
Oh,
it. I had to turn
so
my phone off.
cool.
Are we still in control of our bodies? What is happening?
No.
Ah.
You are in
Sammy,
control
if
of
you
your
just-
body, in that you are Apollo, controlling Adagio's body.
Sammy, I swear to fucking God, if I have to kill all these people,
I have some dice to
Holy
roll. Okay, I have a
shit.
lot of dice to roll.
That's okay.
Sammy, I
Oh,
swear to
are we gonna
fucking
fucking
God.
die?
So,
Oh, that's so cool. Sorry, I just saw the stream.
That is really fucking cool.
the first three.
Fucking God, Sammy, I just threw the dice.
Okay, wait. Question.
Answer.
I cannot be surprised.
You're gonna be able to act in this round. So I have to do a lot of rolls to see what actually happens, and then we're gonna roll initiative, and then we'll play it out. And you will be
Okay.
able to act because you're you.
I
Okay,
wasn't
good.
ready for
That's
this.
it.
I can't be surprised.
Okay.
We should have seen this coming.
We did see it coming,
did
but
see it
this is
coming.
obviously something that was
Yeah, we
supposed
definitely
to
saw
happen.
this
Maybe
coming.
not supposed to happen, but
We should not have
Okay.
died.
We saw this.
Let me
That's all right.
let me show you what you're looking at.
oh no.
Sweet mother of pearl.
Are we looking at owlbear?
Yeah, we're looking at owlbear.
Big nasty.
Wait. So is Cora also glowing and being cool?
Yes, she is.
That's cool.
Hold
Oh
on,
shit.
it's loading. There's a lot of things loading.
Enter Athena to the chat.
Oh, look at all the extra name. Oh my.
So, Sammy,
you're-
you know
I'm
how
moving-
normally,
Yeah.
you know how normally I'm like, I feel bad for you when you do stuff like this.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad at all that you have to keep track of all these fucking NPCs. You deserve
That's
this.
fair. I feel bad
Oh,
that you're in the
Sam.
room.
The,
Oh no!
So let's
we have to
start.
change the mini icon for Albert.
Oh yeah, hold on. Oh yeah, well whatever. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up the combat screen here so that the chat can
look
see
at
it too.
Keeneye. Gross.
Yeah, Keeneye is
Sammy.
old, dude.
Sammy,
What?
I think it's like sexy.
I hate you so much right now.
What? I didn't
hope
do
you know.
anything. Yo,
I
I've been
hope
so
you know how
excited for
much
this
I
the
hate
whole
you
Do
right
time.
we
now.
have our equipment?
Yeah. You have all your stuff.
Festus has a gun?
I'm gonna
Festus now has a
lightning
gun,
bolt
yeah.
the Shit. out
Okay,
of
so
something.
just for this, because Ilme, you're the only one who's going to be able to act. Go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Advantage. You're in the presence of 3 gods.
4 gods, but no,
4 gods. That's right.
because Athena's there too.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I have a shit week with school.
We
My
fucked up.
anxiety's already up, and this is not helping it.
I get to be a god. I'm happy with
You gotta.
this.
Sorry, wait. What was that, Ilme?
20 total.
20
For my
total. So they
initiative.
actually are before you.
Ah,
Damn.
They have a 22 initiative.
dang it.
So
Yes.
we're gonna go slow because there's a lot that happens right now. So first, in the room with Adagio and Anura,
Fuck you.
2 of them worked. So all 3 of them have opened their scrolls, which you now realize look very similar to all of the scrolls that exist in Keeneye's office.
I love this for us.
2 of them.
Why?
2 of them burst into flame. One of them just seems to be a normal piece of paper. I need Apollo and Anura to roll 2 dexterity saving throws.
Oh fuck.
Advantage because I'm a god.
No,
God.
no. Oh, but that does
First
remind me.
that one.
So, those of you who are gods currently, you have your stat block. You are you. You are the demigod, with the one exception that you each get 3 legendary resistances.
What?
So what that means is, if you fail a save, you can choose to succeed on it instead. We can only do that
Is it
3
3?
times.
Total?
Total.
Okay. Is this supposed to be a long drawn out thing? Oh god. Legendary resistant, bro.
Apollo, what'd you get?
Wait, let me roll them. You said 2 of them, right?
2 of them, yes.
Dexterity? That's only a +1. 15 and a 12.
Okay, do you want to use any legendary resistances on this?
Oh. No.
Okay.
I'm a
Anura.
whack as spunk.
2 dexterity saving throws, please.
Oh god.
They were 2 nat 1s.
Are you kidding?
Okay, so that's
2
4
different
failures.
dice.
4. Golly.
How do you?
So,
I swear
as-
to God.
as the scrolls burst into flames, you see this multicolored rainbow energy fire in a cone out from 2 of these mages. Yes?
I get advantage on any dexterity savings that I see.
That is true. So,
So can-
that was
okay,
that
so
was
I
one
rolled
of
these
them.
both
So
at
you
the same
failed
time.
1. That was 1. Now roll 2 more for the other one.
Roll 2 more. Where's my other dice? I'm just gonna roll the same ones and hope they do better. God damn it! That definitely not. That's
Okay,
nice.
so you still failed. So, first to Apollo.
Damn it, Adagio. Your body couldn't be
That's a
slightly
lot.
better.
Okay. This is okay.
We're gonna fucking die. We're gonna kill. We accidentally just killed 4 gods.
You know, maybe.
Keeneye's actually like a
This
hidden
is
titan.
exactly what I said was going to happen.
I
I
Yeah.
hope you know.
Keeneye
I
has
said he's
this
gonna
guy's
kill the god.
That's okay.
Apollo. Apollo, you take 40 points of fire damage.
Legendary
first
resistance. I'm just kidding.
You can't do it
Damn
now. On the second, one of the out of this like color cone, the red beam hits you, and you just feel yourself catch on fire. Another beam hits you from the other mage. Oof.
They were separate?
Yes, these were two separate spells that were cast.
I'm in danger. Let's be glad Adagio has hit points.
Yeah. The rest of us don't have as many as Adagio, so like
Legendary resistances, y'all.
Wow, that's crazy. That's the exact same amount. 40 points of
thank
poison damage.
Poison? What
Poison.
did I do to this universe? What was the third one? Golly.
The third one, the spell didn't work.
what would it have been?
I would have been dead.
Depends on how I rolled. Anura,
8 points of middle
let's see what
finger
happens to
damage.
you.
Oh no.
That's a 3.
No.
Okay, let's see how this goes. Now you understand why
How
this is
many-
going to take a bit of time.
How many hit points does an aura have total? Or I guess right now.
73 if you count the temporary in.
Which you should.
Oh. Wait, temporary.
I get from the
their
chest plate.
armor. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you're resistant to a lot
Oh,
of
that
things,
one's way
right?
better. That one's way better.
Sammy!
That's only 29 points of lightning.
Can they
Of
legendary?
lightning?
Of lightning.
Why not
Carlos, what is this?
fire?
Wild magic.
The yellow beam is the one that hits you, and it strikes you with lightning.
I mean, hey,
29?
lightning is still
29.
plasma. You know, so is fire. I feel like. I'm just kidding.
And then another beam hits you from the other mage, which is a 6. Ooh, interesting. This one's different. So the a dark blue indigo beam hits you in the chest, and you feel your muscles contract, and you cannot move. You are restrained. Just remember, you're gonna need to make a Constitution saving throw at the end of each of your turns. Okay?
Oh no, I know what that is.
Sammy, if this is what I think it is, I'm fucked.
Oh no.
So that's the first room. The first 3 mages.
Oh god.
Yay!
That
I'm gonna
brings
retreat
us.
back into my hole.
That brings us to Ryujin.
Fuck me.
Let's see how many mages get their spells off in Ryujin's room.
Dude, if
I am
two
an
of them get
ideal
it off,
gas.
I'm
I do
probably
not
fucked.
exist, therefore Nora cannot take damage. Right?
Wow. All 3 of those failed.
Fuck yeah, baby.
That was
God
a
damn.
natural 2, 3, and 8. Yeah.
That's
so
really fun. Are
so
you trying to beat our ACs, or how does that work?
no, it's an ability check to see if they can read the scroll.
Oh. So everyone
so
that
all
went
3
into
of
Poseidon's
them-
room is just fucking dumb.
Yeah, all 3 of them try to cast the spell, and the paper just is limp in their hands, and they look at each other, freaking out. All right, so Ryujin's room is easy.
That's
That brings
funny
us
as
to
fuck.
Alexios's room. Let's see if they can do a little better against Hephaestus.
No.
Okay, one definitely succeeds with a nat 20. One just fails, and the other one definitely fails. So two of the scrolls are innate, but one of the scrolls goes through. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Saving throw?
Yes.
19.
19 succeeds, so you take half of this damage. I should really put on some cooler music for this.
I mean, I like it.
Wow, okay. Wow, I'm really... This is crazy that this is happening multiple times. That is 40 points halved to 20 points of cold damage.
Okay.
as the blue beam of energy hits you in the chest. And then that brings us to Cora's room, Athena's room.
On a scale of 1
Ooh.
to 10, how
Yeah, we
close
don't know
are
what's
you
gonna
to
happen, do
dying?
we? Because we're not in there.
Ooh, okay, that was a nat 1 on one of them and a nat 3 on the other, so only one of them works, which is great for her.
Not a lot of hit points, eh?
Cora into this. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, you guys don't even know what Cora can really do.
No, we don't.
Alright, dex save for Cora. Ooh, that's not good. That is a 7. So she's going to take the full brunt of whatever this is. And that looks like it's going to be damage. Yeah. Ooh, no. Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no. Oh,
Don't
no.
say it like that.
You know it's bad when you bring out the Scottish accent.
Hey, listen, if I die though, the prophecy can't come to fruition. So like, bright silver linings.
If you die,
Well, that's not that bad, actually.
very much look
That's
forward
a
to the
lie.
next character.
That
that
creature
is-
in the Colosseum calls Artemis Mother.
It's true.
That's not a.
Okay, that is 21 points of acid damage to her as this orange beam of light hits her. But the other ones are dormant. Now can I have everyone roll initiative, please?
Does
We're
Ilme
still,
get to go?
we're still in the surprise round. So we're just rolling initiative so that
Oh.
we sort of know, but it's still only going to be the bad guys and Ilme that get to go in this first round.
Holy shit. Okay, so they get to go again
Maybe.
before Ilme even gets to go.
No, not necessarily. Ilme is acting in the same round as this is happening.
Oh.
Okay, anyone above 20?
21.
21 for Poseidon.
This dice is
22.
only really low. Oh my god.
22 for Hephaestus. 20 to 15. 15 to 10.
If Fenora got another nat 1, I...
Apollo, where are
Sweet.
you?
I'm a 5.
5 for Apollo. And Anura, where are you?
I'm also. Nope, I'm a 4. I looked at the wrong thing. I'm a 4.
Okay. So,
was gonna say, you got another nat 1.
No,
that
I got
sucks.
a 2.
We were buying you new dice.
This dice was rolling so good earlier.
Oh, that's really small.
That's what
So,
she's-
immediately after the students. Oh, so just so you know, looking at this battle, guys, the ones with the white rings are the students. The ones with the purple rings are the more skilled mages. Just so you know,
So there's
Um,
mini bosses before the boss.
basically.
Yeah. I didn't take
But
any damage from that first one, did I?
no, you're just restrained.
Okay, cool.
But before Ilme is Keeneye.
Dang it! Oh, I wanted to go.
Sorry, he literally rolled 1 above you. He's at 21.
Oh, dang it!
So
Really
what
good
he'll do as a bonus action, you will see a little tiny ball of light appears sort of over Ilme's shoulder. It seems spectral in nature, it seems almost like a ghost. It's not actually there per se. And he's gonna cast some magic, probably, knowing him. Ooh, he could do so much cool stuff. Mark that off. Okay.
You're not getting your dice bag anymore. I'm burning it.
There's so much cool stuff he could do. You know, he's gonna start easy. He's gonna start easy. He's just going to reach his hand out toward Ilme and say, "I've been waiting a long time to do this to you, insolent child." Can you make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Okay,
Mm.
Going
what
by
does my blood glass medallion do to this stuff?
Remind me. Look it up.
Okay.
Just click on it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's about to be gone.
I take half damage if it's a arcane.
Okay.
Instead
So
of
I mean,
full.
that would certainly apply. Every caster in here is arcane.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So if they were on the Blood Shore, they couldn't do shit.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the same thing with the saving throw. I take half on a failure.
Copy.
And...
Unfortunately, this spell is not aiming to do damage to you.
Why? Every freaking time you do this to me.
What did we do to piss you off, Sammy?
Yo, I've been so
It
excited
was that
for
goddamn
this.
puzzle, way
Okay,
back in the
so-
day.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
type of
Is this
saving-
your revenge?
It's a wisdom save.
Wisdom? Okay, 16?
16 is a failure.
Oh!
You are paralyzed.
Oh,
You
gosh.
can make a save at the end of your turn. But for the moment, you are paralyzed. He is concentrating.
This is revenge for me knowing the fucking riddle.
Yep, that's it. Okay. That brings us to a paralyzed Ilmay.
I can't do anything?
You are
I don't know what paralyzed
So
means.
what that means is... wrong one. Paralyzed. You are incapacitated and you cannot move or speak. You automatically fail strength and dex saving throws. An attack rolls against you have advantage. Any attack that hits you is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of you.
Oh.
So I can still do stuff.
You can't move
Like-
or speak.
But can I still shoot with my crossbow?
No, you are incapacitated.
Okay, give me a second. What is this? Do I need... No, verbal. Dang it. I have like a couple spells from this freaking ring of shooting stars. But I think they're all verbal.
I believe if
They're
you're
all verbal.
incapacitated, I think we're essentially skipping your turn.
Ugh.
An incapacitated creature cannot take actions or reactions.
Oh, dang it.
So at the end of your turn, you can make another wisdom save.
I guess so. Freaking crap, you're making me waste my assassinate feature!
Can I see Ilmay from where I'm
It's a
at?
surprise round. You can't do anything.
Not even a reaction?
No, it's a surprise round. You're surprised.
'Cause I was going to add to her roll.
It's a surprise round,
Wow.
Nora.
God shouldn't be surprised. We told them.
Okay,
So
so...
we
I
can
should still be able
Which
to
thing?
add.
Actually, interesting point of order. Apollo will be able to go in this round as well.
What the foosh?
Wow.
Apollo can't be surprised.
I'm dead.
Hey!
Nice.
What was
Emma.
that wisdom save, Ilmay?
7.
7. You are still paralyzed, unfortunately. That brings us to the
I'm sorry.
skilled
So
mages.
Am I
I'm
the last
sorry.
person
We know
to
you're
go?
not sorry.
I'm the last
yeah,
person
you're,
in the surprise
you're
round? Yeah.
initiative 5, yeah.
I mean, you never know. You know.
Okay. So,
Okay.
they're going to shift.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
This reminds me of the
Whoa, whoa,
skeleton
whoa.
cave all over again.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
The gauntlet.
Yeah.
The problem is if I go down and get revived, my DC is, I think, one of the highest in the party now, is it not?
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Because
If
you've
that
been done
purple
what, 3
guy-
times? 2 or 3
If that
times?
purple dude
Yeah.
tries to hit me, I want a warding flare.
I've only gone down what?
No.
Twice, I think.
That's pro.
Okay. They.
I hate bots.
There's so much they can do. I've never used mages like this before. I'm very excited about it.
Ah.
They're.
Hey, Sammy, real quick, heads up. There was a bot in chat
That's-
and Twitch glitched out and I couldn't get it.
That's fine. I don't care. They're not spewing hate. They're just spewing followers or whatever. I don't really care. All right. So first, the one in the Adagio Anura room raises his hand, and you see the eyes of Gaia pin glint in the air, and he says, "Students, you have done your service." And he is going to cast Fireball.
I don't even. I'm just. Oh,
Right there.
Okay, I'm gonna. Can I legendary resistance that?
We'll see if you succeed first. Then you won't
I
need
mean,
to.
yeah.
Eraser given advantage to Anura. Thanks, Eraser.
Thank you.
Oh, I get
need it.
advantage on this. Haha, because I
Yes,
can see
so
it.
I need deck saves from Anura and Apollo, please.
Am I at disadvantage or anything since I'm restrained?
Oh, yes, you are.
So it's a straight roll.
Why would it be an advantage?
Because I got advantage in the chat?
Oh, I see. Yes, a straight roll. Yes.
Racer, thank you, because I would have died otherwise, for sure. But it's a dex?
Deck save.
Yeah, I failed. I rolled a 1 and a 9. And my dexterity is +1, so.
Are you going to use a legendary resistance?
F, yeah.
All right,
damn.
mark one off. You have 2 more.
Ugh.
Anura?
12.
I don't think I should tell you this, but. I'm in danger. Literally.
All right, and 2 of the students succeeded. 1 of them failed. So let's roll some damage, shall we?
He attacked his own students? God damn.
Sammy, if I die tonight, I hope you know you might not see me next week. I might need a week.
This might be a good time to mention, depending on how this goes, this might be the season finale. And then we'll come back in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Alright, 86.
We come back after I graduate, so I'm happy.
Give us that.
That would only be 3 weeks.
It's true.
We'll just do more threads of fate.
Okay.
What level was this fireball?
So anyone who failed takes 31 points of fire damage. Apollo, you take 15 points of damage.
I take 15 as well. No,
Right,
yeah, because I'm
you're
half
resistant
because I'm
to fire.
resistant.
Yeah. So one of these students is just completely eviscerated and disintegrates.
I hope this fucker in front of me knows he's dead as soon as I can do something.
God, there's so many things going on this map that my computer is going at like a slug's pace.
I don't feel bad for you at all.
I've taken
Sammy, I have
95
less than
points
half of my hit
damage.
points.
That's the goal, y'all. This is an assassination. Okay. That brings us to the other mage over at Ryujin's corner, who will be casting Fireball as well.
Oh, shit.
So
Water
I
run?
need Poseidon to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. Okay.
Oof! All 3 of these guys wait.
19.
19 succeeds.
So I
And
take half
all 3 of the students succeed as well. That's wonderful. So yes, so you all take half damage.
I can't use a... No, never mind. I shouldn't do that.
No, because you already
Okay.
succeeded. Yeah.
Literally 2 sessions ago, my parents said, "Don't die."
35
2 days
halved
later?
to 17 points of fire damage to all of you.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Where's the link?
Where is the link? I believe it's with Ilmay.
God damn it. We just added a whole another year to the campaign.
That then brings us to Hephaestus. Another fireball over here. I need you to make a dex save, please.
No, and you're resistant too.
It's true.
I found some of that necrotic damage that hit me before.
Sorry. Only one of the mages succeeds on this one.
Dex save is natural 19, so 22.
Yeah, you're fine. So you're gonna take
Quarter
a quarter
damage.
damage of this, yeah. So that's 34 halved to 17 halved to 8 for you.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So 2 of these mages are just completely eviscerated. They disintegrate. And one of them is looking not like he's having a good time. And finally, Cora's room. Athena will make a dexterity saving throw. That's cocked. That is pretty good. That succeeds. So she's going to take half damage. And actually, she's resistant already, so she's also going to take a quarter damage. But her
So,
3
Sammy,
damages-
if I
yes.
offer you a small crochet hook wand, will you not kill me?
No, I have plenty of wands, I assure you.
But it's a crochet hook.
Yeah. Okay, so all 3 of those mages fail.
I'll make you a crochet dobby.
We just got a really creepy Dobby at work, so I'm okay.
I'll make you a crochet Dumbledore.
That's a lot of ones, actually.
I can make you a crocheted Hagrid.
So that's
You're in the bargaining
22.
stage of grief.
So Cora only takes 11 to 5 points of damage. But all
Must be nice.
3... Yeah, all 3 of these mages become ash.
I was
Alright.
trying to think of a spell and I couldn't think of any spell. I'm just so done. I was gonna go like that. It couldn't do anything.
That brings us to Ilme.
What about me?
Ilme's before you.
But I got a surprise round. I don't apologize.
So is
for the
Ilme.
surprise.
Ilme's in the surprise round too.
I already went.
Yup, sorry, I was
already
looking at the
went.
wrong mages. That's totally me, that's on me. Apollo, you're up.
I am dying. I want you to know Adagio is probably like literally,
Yeah, so
Um,
Apollo, you find yourself in your son's body, limited by what your son can do. What are you
would
doing?
it be the worst thing ever if I pulled out my Gatestone and said, yoink?
It's up to you.
Would Apollo do that?
Do
Yeah,
it.
you're
Someone
not
needs to
Adagio, you are
survive.
Apollo.
I have a
And I
singular
will also,
hit point.
I will just mention, and this is just for another flavor to throw at you, that Apollo is also aware that Hephaestus, Poseidon, and Athena are all here as well.
God damn it.
I feel
Can I
like
cast
he's a god.
banishment on myself?
I
He's a
don't
god.
know.
He'd want to survive.
Does it say a willing creature, or what does it say?
I mean,
I don't know how banishment works.
if you gatestone, you're just gonna gatestone back into the fucking tower.
No, all the Gatestones are back home.
Oh, that's right. We did steal them.
There's
yeah,
nothing that says that,
you're
that
welcome.
banishment
Okay.
wouldn't work.
Would Gatestoning be an actual action? Or
Yeah,
a
of course it's
bonus
an action.
God damn. Okay, you know what? I guess I can attempt at least. I'm gonna grab a Nora and attempt to Gatestone away.
Don't
Okay.
grab me. No,
Why not? You're gonna die in this room.
they need help.
Apollo
escape,
Apollo is
we
trying
win.
to grab the only creature he can see that is an ally.
What, don't I have to be willing though to move with the gatestone?
I guess you would have
I
to.
I
guess
have to be
so.
willing or I make a save.
I guess so. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Because
work, and I
the
cry.
powerful mage that just fireballed you counterspells the gate.
I didn't even know that's a thing you could do.
You have more gatestones.
Yeah, but I don't have another action. You guys, I literally took 95 points of damage, and my hit points is 96. So let's hope that in my inventory, I have something
So,
that'll help.
Apollo, you feel in Adagio's pockets and you feel a gatestone. You know what this is. You turn and you see Adagio's ally. You've seen them together as you looked at them. You grab Anura's hand, and you activate the Gatestone, and you feel the magic take hold for a moment and then dissipate as you see the cloaked mage smiling at you. You're not going anywhere, son.
Okay, how far away are you? Because I'm about to just... Is Ume still, like, incapacitated?
As far as you can tell.
So if I threw a fireball in there, Ume would definitely
take the hit, for sure. But also, you just used your action.
Oh yeah, that's right, bonus actions. Okay,
Yeah.
let me see what my bonus actions include. I can basically take a potion. Well, I have healing word. Ha! God damn, healing word myself. At the highest level possible.
Sure.
Which is gonna be third because I'm not using the fourth one.
Go ahead.
Yep, just gonna healing word myself on D&D Beyond and hope that I don't freaking die this round. I hate it. 8 points to freaking.
Hey, 8 points is 8 points. All right, is that the end of your turn, Apollo?
Pull out redemption and say, "Fuck off."
All right, that brings us to the top of the round. Hephaestus, you're up first.
Okie dokie.
So you see one student left in the room with you, if that matters.
Yeah. So, pistol out. I'm gonna take a shot at the student.
At the student, no problem. Take a shot.
Oh wow! I almost rolled like the D&D Beyond dice. Phone's loading, and okay. I rolled a 12, so it's a 22.
That certainly hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Got it ready to go, Sammy.
Huh?
Emergency D20 ready to go. The next death save, I would do it, so.
11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Hephaestus, you take this weapon and you're like, oh, I remember when this was invented recently. I wonder, I've never actually shot one. Poof! And you just cave a hole in this student's head, and blood splatters against the wall.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna take a step forward and shoot that guy in the hallway there.
You got it. The powerful mage, go ahead.
22.
22 certainly hits. Yes, 22 certainly hits.
And I want an arcane joke.
Go ahead.
Plus 6. 18 points a day.
18?
Yes.
Alrighty. As you take a shot, poof, and you see his cloak billow as he buckles, but he's still up.
And for bonus action, I am done.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
That brings us to all of the students at the same time.
Shit.
But
Okay.
all of their scrolls have been used, so they're back to their own magic here. So we'll start down in the Apollo Anura corner. These two mages are both going to cast Magic Missile. So, and they're actually both gonna aim for Apollo.
Oh, thank fuck.
Oh no.
Thank fuck!
can
A
heal
god
you.
is dying!
I can heal,
God.
I can heal you, though.
Not if I'm dead.
So that's 10 points of force damage to Apollo.
I'm done. Shit, I'm down. Apollo is no longer fighting.
Are you really?
Did
Are
both
you
of
down?
those hit?
It was
You only had one left.
95, and then I healed myself
You had
up to
one
9.
left.
I had 1 point before I healed myself. I'm literally knocked out.
Okay.
Did both of
That's
those
terrible.
hit?
A magic missile
Magic
automatically
Missile
hits.
always hits.
Oh my
And that was just
God.
the first hit. The second mage hasn't even gone yet.
Can he not target the person who's already down now that he's down?
They go at the same time.
What you get from the sense of their actions is that they are here to kill some gods.
But it's they're just the god's consciousness, so that's the thing.
Who knows? The second mage, 3 bolts of magic missile energy hit.
You said 3?
Yeah, magic missile is three darts of energy.
So I automatically
He's
died.
dead then.
I died.
So, as this
R.I.P. Apollo in the Greek
simple
setting.
student fires, you feel Apollo's essence leave, and I need every single person in this entire battle to make a strength saving throw.
Okay, what do I do? What's the
You
condition?
automatically fail, Elme, sorry.
Am I at disadvantage from being restrained?
I believe you might auto fail too? Oh, actually, no, you're actually fine. You're fine with strength.
Okay.
I rolled an 18.
Okay. I just need to roll
So-
if anyone rolls a nat 20.
Oh no.
So
Oh my God, Sammy, no.
I'm gonna roll a plus, or can I add a +5?
I haven't
to
even
my
had a
nat
turn
six
yet,
and
bro.
kill
Does it have to be a
plus-
natural 20 in order to succeed?
Who
This
knows?
is bad.
Apollo's about to destroy the entire city. I never thought y'all. Nuclear fission.
Listen, if we have to make new characters, I just want everyone to know I'm making another Child of Poseidon. Like,
25?
Okay.
25. Every single person on this battlefield, you see coming from Apollo Adagio's body, this burst of radiant energy boom, emanates out. You all get ripped off your feet and hit the ground prone. Every single person in this room knocked prone. You feel something has shifted in the cosmos. Something is very, very wrong.
Did we take any damage?
Nope. But everyone is prone.
Jesus Christ!
That brings us to the 3 in Ryujin's room. In
Fuck me.
Poseidon's room. All 3 of them are going to magic missile as well.
Am I able to use reactions?
To do what?
Just in general. Am I like
It's no longer a surprise round, so yeah.
okay? Da, 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 da.
You do have gauntlets of ogre power. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, I can do melee damage now. If that's what you're saying. Not a lot though. I only get 1 attack for melee, but
Oh crap! I forgot. You're not a battle class.
mhm. It's okay though.
Alright, the first magic missile is 10 points of force damage.
Fuck.
Second one, 8 points of force damage.
Mm-hmm.
Third one, 12 points of force damage.
Y'all, I am below half, and I haven't even had a turn yet.
It's an ambush.
Same.
Oh
Same.
my goodness.
It is an ambush. Now, the rest of the students are not in particular rooms, so they are all going to find targets. Decora.
Fuck.
literally the one OP thing I can do, I can't do without hitting Ilmate and possibly killing her. So like, I don't know what to do.
Fuck.
Actually, it's not gonna get to
What happened to your shield of missile attraction?
That's only
If they target someone else?
arrows and like crossbow bolts and stuff like that. It's not magic. Well, not magic. Like, actually, hold on. Let me double check because I'm pretty sure it's just like arrows.
I like that shield.
So
yeah,
it
it's
just
ranged
dawned on
weapon
me.
attacks.
Okay, so they've all moved. So there are now 2 more people in the Apollo Anura room, and so both of those mages are gonna magic missile against you, Anura. 11 points of force damage. Nine points of force damage.
Okay.
2 of them are gonna hit you, Ilmay, with magic missile. 12 points of force damage.
Can I do my reaction for Hellish Rebuke for that?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Sorry, I just thought about that being
Yeah.
a thing.
And then the other one against you, Ilmay, is 12 points of force damage.
Okay, but didn't you say these are auto crits? I'm trying
They
to be
are.
honest here.
But I think that's only for melee attacks. So I think you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what, 12 and 12? Is that what you said?
Probably.
Are you wearing the blood glass medallion?
I am.
Does that do anything against magic missile?
Isn't it arcane?
Is it arcane in
It's
nature?
arcane. It's arcane, but you didn't make a save.
I don't
Nor
think it
was there an
matters.
attack.
If
It's
I
half
take
damage.
it's
Okay.
if the wearer is targeted by a spell from an arcane caster causing them damage, they take half.
Oh, okay, yeah, that
Instead.
totally works. Yeah, so instead of 24, it's 12.
Nice.
That absolutely is a good save. Anora, is it an attack roll or a saving throw?
The saving throw. Dexterity.
That is a natural 18.
Alright, so it's half damage to one of them.
Sure.
Give me a second. 3d10. Wow, okay, cool. I rolled 2 1s and a 4. So 3 points of
3
fire
points of damage. Okay. One of them takes 3 points of damage. Okay, there is now another one in Poseidon's room.
It's my Percy
So that's
dice.
another magic missile to Poseidon. That's triple ones, so that is going to be 6 points of force damage. There are 2 people in with Hephaestus now, so that's 2 magic missiles. First one, 12 points of force damage. Second one...
Shield.
Oh, okay, no damage whatsoever. Come on, shield being used against magic missile for the first time ever.
Yes.
Cora, however, does Cora have shield? I have so many fucking characters here. She does not have shield. So she's gonna take the full brunt of both of these. 8, 11 points. 12 points. Okay, she's not looking good. Alright, but that brings us to the end of the mage students' turns. That brings us to Poseidon.
Oh my god. Fine. Jesus. Okay. So, Sammy
Poseidon,
and Albert,
you...
can you
Yo, yeah,
show
sorry.
me what a 30-foot cone looks like?
I can
From-
indeed. Actually, I only have a 60-foot cone to show you. But from
Just have
you,
it.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, it would get you to... Here, let me pull up a little thing. It would get to this line.
Okay.
And it would cover
And
that
if I was
entire
to
base.
back up 2 squares and then do it?
It would only hit the people in these 3 in a line right here.
It wouldn't hit either of the 2 up top?
Oh, sorry. Oh, if you were to back up all the way to the end of the room, You could hit one of them, but you couldn't hit both of them.
So I could hit one of them and what? The people in
And
line?
all three of the people in line, yeah.
Okay. So
How would
yeah,
it not hit
I'm gonna
both
back
of
up.
them?
Because it's a cone,
there?
so it like the first 5 feet, it only takes up 1 square. The next one takes up 2 squares. The next one takes up 3 squares, which is that line where Mage 1 and 3 would be. So you can only hit one of them with a 3-square cube.
Yeah, backing up right there. I'm gonna try and hit the one up top and the 3 in the line in the hallway, and I'm gonna pull out the head of Medusa.
Oh, cool!
The way the
cool,
cone
cool.
works is weird then.
What do you mean?
Doesn't work like an actual cone.
Well, it's not a wide cone like that. Like it wouldn't fill that entire room, if that's the question.
Not exactly the question, because like increasing by 1 is weird.
That's how it works. That's the best way to make it work, or else cones would be like the actual angle of a cone could be whatever you wanted it to be.
Well, I was thinking that it increased by 2 spaces each time, because then it would make an even cone from the caster.
Nah. Because you could also cast it at angles. It's very specific. Okay, so is that a con save? What is that?
Yeah, that's a DC 14 con save, and if they fail by 5 or more, they're instantly petrified.
This is such a cool idea, Ryujin. Or
And
I
if they
guess
fail-
I guess Poseidon. Poseidon's like, I'm done with this shit. Okay, so first we'll do mage number 3. That is a con save of 14.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a success?
Oh, that's exactly what they need, yeah.
Okay. Mage number 2 is a total of 3. So I believe he's instantly petrified.
Instantly petrified, yes.
That's dope as hell. He is completely made of stone, and for the sake of this, he's essentially out of the fight. But he's now just like a barrier.
And that was which one? Oh, okay, never mind.
That was that one right there. Mage number 20 is a 12.
Fail.
So what does
So
that
that's not
happen
5
for-
or more.
Uh-huh.
So what's going to happen for that is the creature that fails the save begins to turn to stone and is considered restrained. The restrained creature must repeat saving throws at the end of its next turn,
Cool.
becoming petrified on a failure or ending the effect on a success.
Cool. So number 20 is petrified. And then the mage behind them. Ooh, that's not good either. That is a 5. So the powerful
Instantly
mage is
petrified.
also immediately turned to stone. What a cool ass turn. We knew that Medusa head was going to come in handy at some point.
Yeah. And then I, for my bonus action, will summon the spectral tentacle.
Yes.
And once it's in, it's going to make an attack immediately against number 3. So I'm going to put it
not the attack.
like 10 feet from me. So it's I still want to be in range of it.
There you go.
So
You can place it wherever you like.
okay. So yeah, it's going to be right there. And it's going to make an
Alright.
attack against number 3.
You got it.
So with that, that's going to be, what should I use? We'll use this one. 22 to hit.
22 certainly hits.
Okay. And then that is 2d8. So not a lot of damage, but hopefully there's some. Okay. That's good. That's good. I rolled a 6 and a 5. So 11 points
11.
of cold damage.
He gets doused by this wave and is just completely knocked dead. All right. Anything else Poseidon?
That was my action, my bonus action, and my movement. So are those other people that are petrified in the hallway like blocking it, kind of like?
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
difficult
at this
terrain or
point
something? I
now,
don't
you've
know.
essentially blocked yourself in,
Okay.
or at least
Okay.
it's going to be difficult to get through, which is very funny for the alive person between these two petrified people.
Yeah. Partially petrified, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's my turn. 'Cause, I mean, there's nothing else I can do, unfortunately.
All right. That brings us to Keeneye.
God damn it. Oh, I also put the head away real quick. I feel like that.
Sure. Yeah, that's a free action. You could totally do that. Keeneye. Ooh, okay. This might be the perfect opportunity to use this spell.
I'm down.
He's gonna move.
Wasn't he knocked prone?
Oh, he was. Thank you for reminding me. He takes 15 feet to get up. That's a great point. Okay, so instead, this little spectral... It looks like a little spectral book. And just floats over to here. Keeneye gets up with 15 feet and goes, Poseidon, please, make this easy. And he begins to cast a spell, and you see the energy leave his body and just seem to disappear. Before, out of this little spectral book, the book opens and this burst of flame emanates from it. 30 feet long, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. 50. Perfect. Okay, so I need...
I'm
all three of
35
those
feet away,
guys.
though, right?
5, 10, 15, 20.
Using the measuring tool, it says I'm 35
Oh, you know
feet
what?
away.
That's true, but this can move through bodies, so it's gonna
Oh,
move
no.
through bodies. Sorry.
Okay. Shit. I thought I was like, checkmate.
Yeah, no, you're right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There we go. So all three of those guys are essentially fucked, but I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please. Beside.
Okay. Okay. Shit. Dude, I'm rolling so high. Oh my god.
About to say, yeah.
You said dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
I rolled a natural 19 and I have +2, so 21.
That is a success. So you only take... you take 9 points of fire damage.
Guardian Coil.
Go ahead.
Reduces... I gotta roll a d8.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if I got an 8? I got a 6.
Okay, so you only take 2 points of fire. The mages, however, take the full... I mean, the stone is stone. So actually, you know what it does is it shatters the stone. So those are just completely shattered.
May get the fuck out of the way!
And this one takes 19 points of damage. And is still somehow barely holding on. But petrified. Okay, that brings us to Ilmay. You are still petrified. Cannot move, paralyzed. You can go ahead and make another saving throw, please.
How far away is she from me?
11.
11. Hephaestus, you doing anything?
Is she within 30 feet of me?
No.
It looks
5,
like
10,
it, but I'm
15,
counting down.
20, 25, 30, 35. Sorry. Ilmay, still unable to move. Keeneye just looks at you over this crystal and goes, "We were always going to end up here, my girl."
Can't even freaking talk!
That brings us to the fancy mages. Oh, actually, point of order here. Before they go. In the echo of this wave of energy from Apollo's body, you start to hear something from above you. The sound of cracking. And just small pieces of ceiling. Little tiny bits start to fall to the ground. Clacking, clacking.
So, just for RP's sake, right now we are not, at least the three of us, or I guess two of us now, we are not Alexios and Ryujin. We
Correct.
are Poseidon and Hephaestus, like, consciousness-wise,
Correct. You are
That is who we are.
stuck in this body.
okay. Okay.
So that brings us to the mages. One is still with the they're still in good places. Oh, this one might want to move. 5, 10, 15, just to get a little bit closer. Okay, so one near Alexios. Ooh, he can have some fun. He looks at Festus and goes, "Fire not, friend. Alright, try this instead." And he summons a 20-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder of pure ice as it falls on top of you and hitting only you, Hephaestus. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Saving. 19.
19 is a success, so you take half damage. So you take 13 half to 6 points of cold damage, and 6 half to 3 points of bludgeoning damage. So 9 points total. And now that entire room is difficult terrain, as it is now covered in these icy particles. The one in Cora's room is just gonna fireball again, since it seemed to work fine. Oh no, it didn't work fine with Cora, so he's also going to Ice Storm against Cora. But she saves, so she also takes half damage. To have to 11 points of damage for Cora. Oof, and she is certainly feeling it. And the last mage, stepping closer to Keeneye and seeing the helpless Ilme, will say, "You know, I was there the first time. I would have loved to kill you then as well. Long live Hecate." And he will... You know what? He's just gonna firebolt. He's gonna be chill about it, you know? So that's... So it's a ranged spell attack. Which is a... dirty 20 to hit, so that hits. That is 19 points of fire damage to you, Ilme.
But it halved because it's...
It is, so halve to 9. That necklace
God,
is
for
a
this
good thing to have in
medallion.
this fight, man. Okay. That is the mage's turn. And that brings us to... Oh god, it brings us to Cora! I have so many goddamn NPCs in this fight! Cora needs to heal. So what is she gonna do about that? She is going
Percy
to...
is judging you, Sammy.
That's fair. She is going to use her Healing Light ability to heal 5d6. I guess Athena's going to.
Damn.
So
Must be
Athena
nice, eh?
heals
5d6.
20 points. That is sizable. That was her bonus action. And then she'll get up with half her movement, and then she will Eldritch Blast the two mages in front of her. So the first attack is a natural 19, so that hits. Second one is a 14, which also hits. So both those hit. One is 10 points of force damage to number 15. Other one is 14 points to number 16. Okay, that brings us to Apollo's dead. Anura.
Can I attack the crystal?
You are extremely far away from it, and there's a bunch of bodies between you and it.
Well, I mean, I have spells that can hit it.
Sure. It just might have bonus cover because you're going past a bunch of people, is what I'm saying.
Well, like, what about, like, guiding bolt?
Is it like a streak of energy coming from you?
Yes.
Then yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, flash of light streaks toward a creature of your choice with a ranged spell attack, so its AC is going to be higher.
If I move into melee with them, can I reach around them and not have... It won't have the cover?
Even if you got into melee with the mages in front of you, there's still the mage by Keeneye that's directly in your path. You can still do it, it just has a higher AC. Or you can hit the enemies, whatever your choice is. Or you can revivify Apollo.
Alright, real quick, I'm gonna take the starry form of Archer.
Okay. You take your starry form, your eyes begin to glow, and you feel Artemis's energy with you, the rage of Artemis standing over the body of her brother.
Maybe 1 second. See if I can do this. If I can. Fucking done.
Hephaestus, you're on deck, by the way. What are you doing, Nora?
I'm going to cast... I want to cast that. I guess I'm going to cast that and say fuck it. And hope for the best. I'm going to cast... Where is it? I just scrolled past it. I'm sorry. I scrolled past what I was trying to cast. I'm going to target... Which mage was the one that knocked out Adagio?
That would be Mage 11, I believe.
Okay, well first I'm going to cast Revivify.
Okay. You cast
Use the diamonds I just got.
On Apollo.
Apollo come back?
Eyes flutter open. And Adagio is standing up, or is staring back at you.
Real quick under my breath, I'm gonna just look at him and go, "You fucking idiot." Get in front of him where I'm providing him with cover, protecting him basically as much as I can from any attacks.
Move yourself.
And target. I forgot about that. I'm sorry. Like right there. And I'm gonna target mage. I'm gonna target the mage before I move.
What are you doing?
I've got the bonus action from
Oh, okay. So you're gonna hit him. You're gonna hit him before you move. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so that
Okay.
it doesn't
Go
go to
ahead.
disadvantage. The 27 to hit.
Certainly hits.
Where's my d8s? I can't do math. It's 7 plus 6.
Enough is what it is.
Okay.
He's obliterated.
Good. And then I'm gonna move and look to each of them in turn. And say, fuck it, if you want to battle, you're gonna get a battle this time.
All right. That brings us to the top of the round. Hephaestus, you're up.
Okay. Question.
Answer.
In a 60-foot cone, who would I hit?
You know what? I actually have a 60-foot cone to show you. Bink.
So
You could spin it whatever direction you'd like.
I don't know. Rotation. No, that's not.
Oh. 60-foot
I
cone
think
from
I did that.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Yeah, I mean, you could hit basically anyone you wanted to in this main room.
So, if I were to do that, I could not hit Ilmay.
You could not hit Ilmay, though I will mention that you probably, with this angle specifically, you wouldn't hit the mage by Korra either because of the angle of the hallway that you're shooting it from.
Okay, that's fair. But I'd hit the two mages in front of me and the big mage,
Correct.
and I'd hit Keeneye too.
Yes, you definitely hit Keeneye.
Okay. So
I'm going to make it disappear.
I want to use Conjure Barrage,
Okay.
but I have a question about the wording.
Alright, let me pull it up. What's the question?
On D&D Beyond, it says 3d8 additional damage. Would that be on top of the bullet that I toss in the air to cast the spell? So
No.
okay.
Because you're not actually firing that at anyone, you're just throwing it into the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
That additional was misleading.
Yes, and I don't see that anywhere else. That might actually be a mistake on D&D Beyond.
But yes, I'd cast.
Okay, so
Yeah,
dexterity
it's,
saving throw from a bunch of those people. So, okay, first, a dex... Which one of the mage students in front of you do you want to hit? Because you only hit one of them.
Even if I take a step back?
You know what? Sure. Alright, so number 14 gets a 16 dex save.
The DC is 17.
So that's a fail. 21 gets a an 18 dex save. So that's a success. The mage in the hallway, nat 1.
Woo!
Keeneye himself has advantage. And that's a 19.
Shit.
And then the mage behind Keeneye gets dirty 20. So the mage student fails, everyone else succeeds. Or no, sorry.
Shit.
One of the mage students succeeds, and the mage in the hallway fails. Just go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, that's actually pretty good. 6, 7, 8. 13 plus 8 is 21. Is that right?
What was that? 14 plus 8?
13
No, it's
plus
21.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
21, yes. So 21 types of that's the full damage?
Yes.
Okay.
Why can I not find it? Yeah.
So that's 10 points if they succeeded. Number 14 is dead.
And it's piercing, obviously.
Yeah. The mage who failed his save takes all 21. Oh my god, he is so close to death. 10 points to Keeneye. The first damage he's taken. And then the mage takes 10 points as well. Okay. Anything else, Hephaestus?
Can I see how Ilme is looking?
Ilme, how you
Like,
looking?
I'm at like 2/3 full. So I've only lost a third.
Okay.
How many hit points do you have?
62.
Although I will let you
Total.
know that the
Total.
students and Keeneye are about to go.
Up to you.
Oh, that was for next time. I'm done.
Okay, you're done?
Oh.
That brings us to the students. Okay.
31 still alive?
There's a bunch still alive.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start bottom right. 3 students. All 3 are going to be magic missiling Anura. First one.
They all automatically hit, right?
Yeah, they all auto hit.
That's 9 hits in total, right?
Yeah.
What's the smallest amount of damage they can do?
The smallest amount they could do is 6. So the smallest amount. Total.
2 of them would take me out. I'm dead.
Okay. Anura is fallen. 2 bodies in that room.
They took Adagio back out?
Oh no, sorry, Adagio's fine.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
he's still prone, so he looks dead, but he's not.
They
Okay.
just don't know that.
Dead.
Anura's dead. The 2 in the central room are gonna make their attacks against Ilme. The first one, Ilme, is 12 points of damage. Half to 6. Second one, another 12, half to 6. At least they're consistent against you. And then 2 against Ryujin. Or sorry, 2 against Poseidon.
I can't use my reaction yet again, huh?
It is not yet your turn. You are next.
Okay.
The first one is...
Wait,
Yeah.
didn't I used my reaction last time they were doing this? So,
Oh yeah, so
I
I guess you're right. Yeah. You can use your
Yeah.
reaction.
okay, I'll wait for the the damage, I guess.
Okay. 12 points on the first one.
Yeah, I'll Guardian Coil.
Go ahead.
Gonna use my metal D8. Fuck yes. I rolled a 7.
Okay, so you only take 5 points of damage, right?
Yes.
And then on the second one you take 10 points of damage.
Mm.
Against
Sun's
Hephaestus.
getting real low.
The sun's gone.
Oh yeah, it's true actually. Shit.
Hephaestus, you take 9 points of force damage.
Wait, for what?
Magic missile.
Do I want to? Yes. I'm gonna shield.
All right,
again.
you shield and take no damage whatsoever. And then 2 magic missiles against Korra, or against Athena. $10 points.
I forgot to move me back.
12 points. Ooh, she is looking really, really close to death. Okay. That is the student's turn. Poseidon, you're up.
Shit. Okay. Alright, so.
Wait, the one that was almost petrified.
Ooh, thank you
Don't
for
they have
reminding
to-
me. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He has to beat a. What did I say?
14.
That is a nat 1. He's paralyzed. So you actually, you can subtract the damage he did to you.
Which one? What was that?
That was the one that you Guardian Coiled.
Ah,
So
shit.
it was
I
5
get-
points. 5 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Fuck. Can I have, as my bonus action, I'll have the tentacle swipe at number 1.
Yeah, you'll have to shift it a bit, but yeah, you can totally do that.
Okay. So. Okay, we'll go with this one. 13. A 21 again to hit.
That hits.
And that's going to be 2d8. I'll just roll this again. Ooh, okay. 6 and 7. So 13 points of damage.
13, that's enough to do it. Poseidon, you clear your room. But you can
Okay.
feel in your heart that Apollo has fallen.
Yeah.
And that even though Adagio has woken up, Apollo has not.
Okay. Shit. I'm sorry. I've been thinking about what to do this whole time.
I know, it's a
and
lot. It's a lot happening.
There's like, I still have both of my spell slots, but half the stuff I do will either not be good enough or hit Ilme, so I...
Right.
Okay, fuck, that doesn't have enough range. Oh my god. And that's a concentration, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, I will summon Elemental.
Okay.
So 90 feet is the range, so...
There is your
Perfect.
elemental. You can. Is it a medium or a large?
It is...
I think it's medium.
Let me just bring up the extras tab here. Water Elemental, Medium Elemental.
Cool.
Okay. So I'm going to put him right there. And immediately he's going to make 2 slam attacks.
Go ahead. Against Keeneye.
Yep. So, let's see. Plus 8. So... Okay. So the first one's going to be a 19.
19, he casts shield.
Damn. Okay. Second one's a nat 20.
Okay, that one certainly hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. 1d10 plus 9. So... Please be good. 18 points of damage.
Alright. Let's see. Hold on, con save. Let's see if you can maintain concentration. Actually, Ilme somehow he
yes.
loses concentration.
Oh, I haven't gone yet. So
It's true. You're literally. I mean, Keeneye's next, but you're right after that.
he better
Okay.
not freaking cast it again.
How funny would that be?
Okay, that was my bonus action and my action. I still have movement. So for now, I am going to move. What can I do right here? Okay, I'm gonna move 20 feet over to right here, just so I'm not in the straight line of sight if they cast
Sure.
into the hallway. And so I'm still within range of the tentacle in case I need to guardian coil after this.
Alright, sounds good. Next up is Keeneye, who is looking around, annoyed with this elemental. So he's going to move his little spectral book and say, Festus, I know you are good with fire. See if you can handle this. And he is going to cast a 7th level fireball.
Oh my god.
Son of a fuck.
So,
Wait, can I use my reaction and counterspell?
you can, but you can't see him.
Do I need to?
For a counterspell, I believe you need line of sight. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Can I take back my movement?
No.
Shit. Okay. Hold on, let me see. Yep, I have to see him. When you see a creature, yep. Okay, so I can't.
Yeah, sorry, but that it is good to remember that you have that spell, because that will certainly come in handy in this fight.
Yep.
Hephaestus, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay. And you said dexterity saving
Yes.
throw? Did I use my reaction yet?
Yeah, you shielded.
Okay. 20.
20 just saves.
Oh my
So you're gonna
god.
take half damage.
Hallelujah. Half a half.
So that's going to be 24 points of damage.
Is that half?
That's halved. It was
Resistant.
48 points of fire.
But he's resistant to fire.
Oh, that's halved, right, so it's only 12!
Yeah!
Motherfucker! That was a big-ass spell!
He's like, yeah, that felt pretty good actually. Kind of tickled a little bit.
So the fireball and the fire fades, and Hephaestus' red eyes are just glowing through Alexios' skull. Alright, that brings us...
Hit the big mage.
No, but it did hit the student next to you is completely incinerated. But yeah, he shot it behind you. Okay, that brings us to Ilmay. For the first time in this fight, Ilmay, what are you doing? Besides saying I told you so.
Fuck. Yes, I was so happy. I didn't even realize that was a possibility. I just knew that Keeneye was like, okay, never mind. I'm gonna shut up.
Okay, I'm pulling out my crossbow, Ricochet.
Uh-huh. Oh, this is a great fight for that!
Oh my gosh. So, first off, the elemental, water elemental, does that count as an ally?
Is it a creature?
It
Gavin.
is.
I believe it is. I think it's an elemental creature, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, water elemental.
I would say that counts as an ally, Ilmay.
Cool, because I wanted to move.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're gonna just go right there. Works for me. Okay, first off, shooting Keeneye.
Obviously.
I don't know if it's gonna hit though. 21.
21 just hits.
Yes! Thank God. Woo! Okay. Too bad I can't.
Oh,
I don't
fuck.
have my.
So dumb, so dumb. Oh, idiot. Sorry, I could have done way more damage to Hephaestus if I had not been an idiot. Carry on.
Okay. Plus 7. 22 plus 7 is 29.
29 points of damage. You got it. Woo! And you're gonna try to hit the mage?
Ricocheting. Yep.
Go ahead.
Mage number 4. I'm rolling horribly
Oh no.
tonight. That's only a frickin' 14.
With mage armor, he's at 15. Sorry.
I'm throwing all these dice away. I need new ones.
But Ilmay. First of all, anything else you want to do on your turn?
Why? Sorry, my mouse wasn't cooperating. I don't think so, because I don't think I have any bonus actions I can use right now.
Okay. So, with your passive perception, in the midst of this fight, you see a bit of ceiling fall. It's not to actually cause any damage, it's just a little, like, tuft of dust. You look up, and you see, poking through the ceiling, is a thin green vine. But as it curls through, it thickens, and spikes begin to emerge, and more vines. Suddenly, they are ripping the ceiling apart. And you see, from the moonlight above that is now visible, a hooded figure in a green cloak, who looks at Keeneye. What have you done? And that's where we'll pick up next week.
No, Sammy, you can't keep going. I can't be left on this cliffhanger for a week. Come on, come on. Another half hour. Come on.
I want
Come
my
on.
weapon.
So, Anura is currently fallen on the battlefield. Adagio is up, but can feel something is missing. Apollo is dead. And we'll see the ramifications of that and the continuation of this fight next week. So, I hope you guys had as interesting of a time as I did. Players, we're going to talk after this. Definitely an interesting session. We'll see you in the next episode of The Links of Tartarus.
I'm gonna
God
say it.
killers.
For a run for his money, I swear to God, this is ridiculous.
That's all I gotta say.